What's up? What's up? What's up? Who do we got here today? Who we got in the building? We got James in the building. Who else? Got Electrician 480 in the building. I'm gonna tell you something that I just heard on YouTube going through these streams. I'm just gonna tell you. But I'm recognizing this video. Yep. I know some of y'all fresh off the game, but how about them cowgirls? Shout out to Electrician 480. And see, I'm going to play something real quick because we're going to do a recap and a possible panel if anybody wants to join. This is the reason why I think black men should be very careful to align themselves with conservative views and liberal views, and we should have our own status quo. Because what I'm going to play for you is what these little Hispanic and guys come think about. And it's very disturbing of what they talk about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A lot of people don't, shout out to Electrician once again. A lot of people don't understand this.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus! Ultra!
Right there. It's right there. Now, that we're going to play some video that this guy had some very racy remarks about him. I think that people really need to pay attention to who they listen to. And let me see if I can find that video. Start reading.
Are you willing to admit as a conservative that if you think so much of what you are taught in history is a liberal lie, which it is, are you maybe willing to extend that same standard to MLK? That's all I'm asking.
So FBI counteragent Carl Prussian wrote in a sworn affidavit to Congress, I further swear and attest that Martin Luther King Jr. was always set forth as the individual to whom communists should look and rally around. I hereby also state that Martin Luther King Jr. has either been a member of or wittingly has accepted support from over 60 communist fronts, individuals, and or organizations.
Luther King was in support of reparations, affirmative action. He was also in support of racial quotas in the workforce. Basically, anything that you can think of in terms of the racialist policies that we see now, he would have gone on to support.
I think there are far more great Americans deserving of a federal holiday than the adulterous, communist, anti-American troublemaker known as MLK. That's all I'm saying. Are you willing to admit as a conservative that if you think so much of what you are taught in history is a liberal lie, which it is, are you maybe willing to extend that same standard to MLK? That's all I'm asking.
So FBI counteragent Rob Russian wrote in a sworn affidavit to Congress, I further swear and attest that Martin Luther King Jr. was always set forth as the individual to whom communists should look and rally around, and hereby also state that Martin Luther King Jr. has either been a member of or wittingly has accepted support from over 60 communist fronts, individuals, and or organizations.
King was in support of reparations, affirmative action. He was also in support of racial quotas in the workforce. Basically, anything that you can think of in terms of the racialist policies that we see now, he would have gone on to support.
I think there are far more great Americans deserving of a federal holiday than the adulterous, communist, anti-American troublemaker. No.
See, I'm going to tell you something, folks. And shout out to Dr. Thunder in the building. Got Little Rock. Got Namer. James. Got Dr. Thunder. A.L. Evans. I'm going to tell you something that's really stark or even crazy, okay? I'm going to put the link in the chat for you to view it for your... we definitely know it's not pleasure. But this is what these white conservatives who wants us to come to their goddamn chat, their goddamn side, want you to believe. This is what they think of you. This is what they truly think. That a man like Dr. Martin Luther King was some adulterous bastard or whatever. But yet, nobody takes in consideration that they had a whole CIA basically unit just to only defame him, deport him, assassinate him, but nobody puts that in consideration, right? This is the reason why, but yet he talk about he's for affirmative action. Well, we wouldn't need affirmative action in the first place if you actually treated black people equally. Oh, but somehow you put gender into it, and this is what you conservatives have done. You allow women to get, especially white women, to be called minorities, even though they're they're the majority of the country, even the rich ones. You've done it. And you're trying to say he's communist, adulterous? But you motherfuckers hold up JFK up like he's a shining star. And I've always said this. Why would I believe my enemy on how they would view a person of his stature? Exactly, Dr. Thunder. His wife didn't think he was been unfaithful. Total BS, yes. Let's not also begin that how many of their presidents, like Woodrow Wilson, had strong connections to the fucking Ku Klux Klan. How it was funny that a guy like Dr. King had to boycott systems just to be respected. But they don't want to talk about their sins and their crimes they committed not only in this country, but also OCONUS, which is short for outside the continental United States. It's cool when you get to bomb innocent people with a drone strike for the sake of freedom, but fuck everybody else's freedom, correct? Of course, that's the watered down version of Dr. King. See, they always want to give you the I had a dream, Dr. King, but they never want to give you we coming to Washington to get our check, King. Funny, isn't it? Funny, isn't it? What's up, Snowman? The funniest part about this is we allow some of these groups to dictate to us what is freedom. What is freedom? Why should I look for reparations? Why should I look for happiness? Did you notice that nobody ever points to the happiness for black people, especially black men? Did you notice that? It's it's hilarious that when black men start saying, "Hey, let's get up on a good foot. Let's think about how we need to galvanize ourselves," that's when everybody have an issue. That's when everybody has a problem. But you allow the so-called government organizations, you think they're going to put up information about a man that's very inspiring? They actually had COINTELPRO to actually shoot down the civil rights movement, destroy the black community. Like, I really want to know about these little white conservatives and liberals when you tell them it was your government who brought the crack cocaine to our communities. But you want us as black people to feel sorry for your opioid addiction. Oh, is it treated the same way? I will surmise hell and no. But I'm going to tell you, not everybody's struggle is your struggle. Every goddamn thing you do, since I've joined this space, probably about 8, 9 years ago, everybody had an issue with black men just speaking up for themselves, period. But yet, these same groups who call themselves conservatives, you do know black conservatism is a lot different than white conservatism. You know why? Those same white conservatives gave you feminism. Those same white conservatives gave you the unfair child support courts. They gave women custody, and now they want to get upset because they're the ones who put the plague in, and they're upset that they get flagged or loss of yards. You fucked up, not us. I want to tell you something, right? Where were these conservatives when they found out about the school to prison pipeline? Where did they speak up? Did they say no? Those black boys are Americans. They should be treated like Americans. They should be treated with dignity and respect. But yet, a lot of these so-called white conservatives are scared shitless to serve their country. Think about it. This is probably the lowest, and I mean the lowest, concentration of people who served in the military, fire department, police department to ever be in the Senate and the House. But yet, you wonder why men are checking out. You didn't give a damn when all the fucking crime was going on in the black communities and we couldn't find jobs. But now that you getting your nigga wake up call, now you're looking for a call to arms. I will say this in the most elegant way that I can state it. Fuck you. And black men and black women, we need to check people for talking about our heroes. We need to check these fucking chicken shit motherfuckers about our heroes. They're going to tell you about our history, but guess what? How many of these motherfuckers ever say, hey, let's do something for the black guys? No. No, never. This is just as stupid as Dr. Umar blaming black men for not being in the fucking community. You know how stupid that sounds? But yet you got these people with these high level degrees who won't even stand up and say, you know what? We fucked up. We fucked up. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how we fucked up. It's just cool to throw black men out there and say, well, you just need a little bit of pull yourself by your bootstraps bullshit. But it's okay when we're suffering. It's okay when we're going to jail. You had nothing to say when black men were going to jail for child support because they couldn't afford it. But now, when everything turns equal, what happens? Oh, you're being taken to child support even more than we are. Hey, you gotta help us. You know, we gotta come together. Fuck you. Your problem ain't our problems. The same thing I would say to them is the same thing I would say to black women politically. Your problems are not our problems. I know that might sound a little radical to you all, but I'm sorry. Your problem are not our problems. Sorry, Dr. Umar. Sorry, conservative white men. Why should your problems be our problems? Why should we fight for you? The one question every black man needs to say, who's going to fight for us but us? When there's economic booms and education, housing, and wealth to be built, you're not really that forthcoming to say, hey, black man, get your piece of the pie. Get your piece of the pie. Why should we give a damn? And everything you do is just to spite us. You don't even do it because you need to. You do it just to spite us. You do it just to spite us. How many times did motherfuckers tell Kevin Samuels, it's your delivery, but you're too damn dumb and ignorant to hear the message? I think that's poor. I think that's poor. You wonder why black men are leaving. What the hell do we get out of it? Let me see if I can play this right quick.
And if for some reason you can't find that here, you can't find America, no problem. Black men supposed for them to be there, but 101.
Let me give me a second. Here we go.
Black men believing and not dealing with single mothers' offspring. So let's go ahead and cue this video up so I don't take too much of your time, and we'll just be stopping it here and there. Just kind of giving some commentary on that. Let's go. Go ahead and get Dr. Umar keyed up. Did he just say that? Let me 101, 102, and 103.
I think, yeah, he's coming in too low on this one. I want to get him where you can hear everything he says. But to the point, I'm going to say this. Why should the intelligent black man stay? What does he get about it? What does he get? What type of respect do we get if we raising other people's children? Look what happened to Zion a few years ago. Did he think his stepfather, who showed him how to play basketball and make it to the NBA, who was his coach? No, he thanked his mother. They don't want you. It's funny how we can always be judged on what we do, but not staying. You want us to stay in an unwinnable place. You want us to stay submissive. This is no different than the legitimate community trying to say that we're the ones beating them up. When I can tell you statistically, the legitimate community has some of the most domestic violence in any community combined. But once again, blame a black man if you got one clear. You're thinking that we should take and marry these single mothers and reward them for their bad decisions? Where did they do that? Where did they do that? What am I supposed to do? Why is it such a thankless job for black men? And we should, and then he had the audacity to say we should ask for nothing in return. So we should work hard. We should work hard
After him.
regardless of what people think. We should not even have the respect and dignity owed to a human being. Right? It's okay for black men to stand around and just be ridiculed and inserted here into a bad relationship with a bunch of funky women. But when that same black man says, you know, I'm going to take my towns to South Beach, that's where you get scared. That's what a lot of y'all get scared. But yet, for a lot of you who didn't hear the Dr. King statement, I'm going to play it again.
Say, she one of them. She one of them, yeah.
I always told him I wasn't going to do shit even when he asked. The fuck do I need to reassure him for what everything I did right? It wasn't until he got this Amazon job that I started to have a gut feeling I was right. I'm not going to be submissive to a nigga who hadn't did anything for me since the beginning of the relationship and you taking his side.
That's another one. I say he just broke up with. Well, that's what she's saying. I think she broke up with him.
This is the reason why you're going to be single for the rest of your life. Number one, you're ungrateful. Number two, you're not the hottest shit that's walking on the earth either. Because people got to deal with your ass just like you have to deal with them. It's a give and take. Get over it. Last but not least, number three, you are not realistic when it comes to relationships. If you're not going to be a submissive woman, just buy a dog, cat, a parakeet, or a goddamn frog and just be alone. Stop dating. Don't ask any man to take your ass out. Just leave it there. No goal. Don't collect $200. Just go straight to jail. There you go.
Oh shit.
For real, all these ungrateful bitches out here. Here it is. You complain that the nigga don't have a job.
She said at first, he didn't have it. I said, so why?
But then once he has a job, you want to complain that he's at work.
Yeah.
Pick a struggle. But see, and how old is she?
I think she's 20.
She's at 20.
19, 20.
Y'all shouldn't date bitches in this country anymore. Sorry, I'm saying it. Y'all hear me? Y'all shouldn't date these bitches in this country anymore. I'm sorry.
They just think everything's free.
I'm sorry.
When they said the land of free, they took that shit to a whole nother
The
level.
land of the free? No, they meant the land of the freeloader. Like, goddamn. Like, you think, I never knew when you go to the stock exchange, I did not know pussy was up there in currency. What is it? Little 3 letters that represent it. P-U-S? You know, no. Sorry. It's something else when black men hold other people accountable. And then people want to be heard about it. Because I'm going to just tell you, be alone. If you're complaining about a nigga working, you are unrealistic and ungrateful. But yet,
when he started working, it just made it worse.
you know, bitch, shut up. Get the bitch, shut up. I bet you she ain't even right back yet.
Nah, she ain't right back yet.
Ridiculous Greek. I'm gonna tell you, man. If you got sons who are teenagers, tell them to go overseas. I'm supposed to do for a man before he buy me something. See, this is the craziness about Western world politics. You don't want to be called a prostitute, but you have prostitute tendencies. You got see, this is the reason why I think the ADOS group as a whole is done. You can't trust the women to raise the children properly. Because if you have a daughter, she's going to turn her into a thought and prostitute. If you have a son, she's going to make him mentally weak. She's going to always try to undercut his success because she wants a son husband to always take care of her broke ass. The least you could do is go to another culture. If you go to another black culture, please. You got all of Africa, you got the Caribbean, something. And it goes back into, you complain about black men, but when black men pick up their bags and say, the fuck out of here, you get upset. I really think that's funny. I mean, God's sakes. Let's look at Ed Reed, man. Let's look at Ed Reed. Let's listen to Ed Reed, okay?
Ed Reed is no longer the head coach of Bethune-Cookman. He just went off in his last team meeting. Plus, Deion Sanders gave him some advice. Check it out. I told you I want all these recruits. But there are some corrupt people in this world, some evil people that don't care about kids like I do. So I want y'all to hear the truth from me. I ain't withdrawing my name. I got the receipts. They got all kinds of stuff going on around here. Hoarding these buildings with nothing but trash in them. You understand me? And Dion was right. And I know I'm right. And they got some people in here who be snitching to their ass. And I work amongst Judas as Jesus walked with it. And I ain't have a problem with it. Because even Jesus prevailed. Sir. What God got for you, no man can take. I told these young men, I don't care what we play, because I don't. My nephew was transferred here. My nephew right there. They want me to leave my nephew here. Am I lying now? He been getting a bad break at Southern. Some evil people, man, that don't care about your kids. But I was here because I wanted them all, like I told y'all last night, and I still do. And if somebody gave me a job, they all could come. Probably won't happen. But I'll tell y'all this. My brother died 11 years ago around this time, and we buried him. And I was in the NFL in the cold tub icing when I found out. And I didn't go home. I played the game on Sunday because that's what he want me to do. Just like I want y'all to keep going, regardless of what happens today. young men. That's what I've been telling y'all.
You know, I know you like a book. And I know how you feel about them kids, and I know you do not want to leave those kids. So I'm praying for you right now, man, because this is going to be the toughest thing you ever had to do in your life. Sometimes, Ed, you got to walk away, my brother. I know it's tough. I know you don't want to hear it. But sometimes in life, we got to walk away.
You already know, big bro.
That's Deion Sanders talking to Ed Reed.
You didn't let nobody down, Ed. You didn't let them kids down. You did what you was called to do, and you tried your best.
Thank you, big brother.
I love you, man. I'm here. I will be on the next flight if you need me. You know that.
Nah, you good. You handle your business. You know that. I'll give you a call.
Please. Hey. You know what God wants from you, man, and be that. Don't let them provoke you, my brother. I love you, man. All right.
It's Coach Prime, everybody. I really do appreciate y'all time, taking the time to come, hearing me out.
And don't forget to join Snowman in the morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as he plans to go completely the fuck off about the Ed Reed situation, and rightfully so. I'm gonna say this. I don't give a fuck what people say about HBCUs. I went to two. I did classes at Morgan. I did classes at Coppin in Baltimore. Were they always on the up and up? No. I'm glad that they made strides and built, took the money they were receiving and getting and put it back into the community. But God knows how long it took. And yes, I'm going to say this to a bunch of people who might have went to an HBCU. And you know goddamn well, like I know, a lot of these motherfuckers, yeah, they're not getting the funding they should, but the money they do get, you get so much fucking embezzlement. You get so many broken promises. I swear to God, man. You promise these big name coaches, Deion Sanders, Ed Reed, to come to your goddamn college. There's not a dollar amount with the people with the name of Ed Reed, the greatest safety of all time. Deion Sanders, the greatest cornerback of all time. Multiple Pro Bowls, multiple championships between them. Multiple records, both in the Hall of Fame. And this is the thanks we give our fucking heroes. Black men can't have a bad day. Look at Eddie George. Black men can never have a bad day. We're supposed to take whatever lies, subterfuge, falsehoods, or whatever bullshit and smoke it straight out of our ass. But I'm sexist because I hold people accountable. When you got these men, and I want somebody to show this to Dr. Umar. When you have successful black men come back to the black community and the black schools, this is why they leave. I'm supposed to stay there and take abuse? If you're trying to compare Brian Dawkins, who was also great, to Ed Reed, you smoking some good weed and you need to pass that shit around. I like Brian Dawkins too, but Ed Reed was on a slightly better level. And I'm gonna say this because fundamentally, this is always a case that happens to black men. I've coached at the high school level for wrestling. I've even coached one of the teams for people off season. Where's the funding? I had the goddamn athletic director tell me there was no money in the budget for tournaments. When I called North Avenue, guess what they said? Oh, you're supposed to have 2 tournaments in the budget. So where's the fucking money? Win, lose, or draw, that is experience that those goddamn wrestlers need. This is black education for you, from middle school, high school, and college. If you're tired of the bullshit black men are getting handed on a day-to-day basis, give me a goddamn woo in the chat. A lot of black people don't even want to check where the money goes. A lot of black people, it's no different. Look at our black churches. Why isn't the church your financial institution? You can't even pay your goddamn gas, electric, or rent. But you see the pastor with a brand new BMW. You fell upon hard times and can't get school closed, but the church says come back till you ready to tithe. You know, it's fucked up, man. You can't rely on your religious institutions. You can't rely on your educational institutions. You can't even rely on the women in your own goddamn community to have your back. And then we have the audacity to have simps who play the role of Judas. You know what? That shit almost made me want to cuss people out when I heard that church wants to see your W-2s. Any church that wants to see my W-2s, that's a goddamn place I don't need to be. Fuck them. Fuck them. How do you have 1 billion churches in Baltimore and the crime's still 300 plus murders? So that makes some goddamn sense of that. Every time you have a church, Sunday you scared to park your goddamn car where the church is because you think your car is either going to get broken into or somebody's going to jack the son of a bitch. And then they'll have the audacity to build a $10 million church in a broke black community, raising your property taxes that you can't already afford. I'm sorry. There has to come back to a time of dignity. There has to come to a time of respect. There has to come to a time when you can demand the best because you are the best. I'm sorry. I'm not into the subservient role that you want black people to be in, especially black men. Fuck and or you. Hold on. I got another one. And on that note, you still my brother, but no matter what, I can't. I've never been ungrateful. I can't make this shit. I don't go look for people. Yeah, that means a lot. What is that supposed to mean? That means a lot. You literally wrote a paragraph about a bunch of nothing that I got what you was saying in the beginning, but then you lost me at the end. Then let me reiterate it. You are ungrateful. You are unrealistic. You are not even wife material. You're not supportive. You're probably jealous of them for getting a job. But here's the crazy part. Chicks like you would rather support a bum ass nigga than actually support a guy who's trying. That's what I was saying. That's what I wanted to get across. So yeah, you're not this great person that you think you are. I love you dearly, but you're not. And you should really respect the people who are going to tell you the honest, god-awful truth. I'm sorry, I had to do a little side thing. But yeah, here's my thing. You got black women coming out here shaming men who are trying but have babies by the bums. You got motherfuckers who had to show their fucking baby daddies how to write a fucking resume. Is that the type of guy in your heart of hearts you want to fucking have a baby by? Let me. What grade did you learn to write a fucking resume in? You go out and pick the dumbest motherfuckers to have babies by. And I'm glad you mentioned the word henpecked because my father and mother always told me we never raised your ass to be henpecked to no bitch. And they said it just like that. I don't give a damn if she had gold and diamond encrusted golden pussy. Fuck all that. Don't forget to hit the Cash App and hit the super chat. You're not a real man because you get pussy. You get a real man because you on your mission and you can resist pussy that's going to slow you down on your mission. All these chicks overestimating their fucking vagina. How can you here's my shit that I really had to get out there, folks. I'm tired of chicks trying to get a bigger deal than what they settle for with their baby daddies. Shout out to the guy in the black suit.
By the power of Grayskull.
I'm tired of these chicks coming out here wanting a bigger deal than what the hell they asked for their baby father. You want to make me wait, but you got 2 kids. You want to make a guy like me wait, but your baby daddy hit it in 2 days. You're not a born-again virgin. You're damaged goods. And no, not all baby mamas or child's mothers are damaged goods, but a lot of them are. You let lesser men get the chance to reproduce, but yet the guy in college, the military, or the skilled trades department, you're giving him the most help. But this is what I'm going to tell a lot of you brothers. Each time you get a chick that turned you down and rebuke you, you should shake her hand and say thank you, because she saved you a lot of money and heartache. I don't care how pretty she is, how fat her ass is, the size of her goddamn breasts. You should know where there's trouble with a capital T. At this point, fellas, you should really be like, you know what? I think I avoided a goddamn nuclear missile. F Holiday always sending the Cash App support. Shout out to F Holiday, folks. Once again, shout out to F Holiday, always faithful. But have you noticed the correlating facts of what I'm stating tonight? Is that black men are always supposed to give of themselves, ask for nothing, go back to the corner, and shut the fuck up. That's what Umar said. That's what these chicks say. Really? Really? Let me see if I can play something where you had these bitches complaining about passport bros. Complaining about passport bros, you know? Oh, they only want women who need them. What man doesn't want a woman who needs them? We said need, not leech. I want you to really think about that. This is how a lot of chicks think. And I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't think there's a lot of smart ones left yet. I think modern women have, boxed themselves out of actually men. Well, I'm gonna find that motherfucker, boy. Let me see. God damn it. Always the good shorts are hard to find. We gonna find this shit. I gotta comb this motherfucker like a Navy SEAL. I'm just like, you ever notice where you just let people talk and they expose themselves? I just think it's funny. I think it's totally funny. It was logical, but how could you know when you ain't even around or wasn't around? Because I'm pretty sure I was coming for your advice. And I'm giving you advice, sound advice. You just don't like the way it sounds. I'm just giving it to you straight on the real. What you need to do is this. Number one, be more feminine, be more grateful, and start learning how to be submissive. Because if you don't start understanding what men like and what attracts men to you, you're going to be 40 years old, lonely, asking why, where all the good men gone, And the answer is going to be all the good men stayed the hell away from you because they didn't want that negative energy in their life. Now, you can take this advice and actually start making improvements, or you can do what the average woman is going to do and ignore it and then watch everything come the way you don't want it to be. This is the reason why these chicks are going to be single like a motherfucker, boy. You're so negative. You're so negative.
Cause she thought I was gonna give it a oh yeah, everything gonna be okay.
No, bitch, you lost a good man. Sorry. But you lost a good man. You like here's my shit, man. Here's the greatest shit that I've ever learned. Everybody got issues. Everybody got problems.
I am y'all make me fucking sick. This generation is not do good in life because
They don't do adult classes either when it comes to speaking English.
when the old generation leave, we are fucked. We're gonna have dope head, pill poppers, alcoholics. Spell that wrong.
Maybe she was an alcoholic.
Leading us, we are fucked. I wasn't meant for this, and I want to be left alone. Good night.
That's her.
Yeah.
Tell her goodbye.
No, she posted on her story. She basically referring to me, but she wanted to post on her story.
See, it's fun when they get to do the rejecting, but when
real fun.
But when somebody comes for the ass, you shouldn't be that man with me. You shouldn't be that man.
Is it that I'm not a great person?
The old narrative is like men really see you as their property.
She said.
So like you.
She said what?
She said, "Is it that I'm not the great person I am, or maybe I haven't met my match yet?"
Give me that goddamn phone.
Let me read it. I have always been supportive.
No, you're not.
Being jealous of him getting a fucking job when I've been had a job since I first stepped out of high school. I always been his side. I always been by his side.
You hear this shit, folks? This is fun.
Since fucking 10th grade. I was the fucking one pushing him to be better.
No. What you need
Even
to do
his mother knew that.
Give me that goddamn phone. Excuse me for a minute. We're gonna salute to my man LAPD SWAT 1 for the $10 support.
I love that nigga. She said we graduated high school.
Okay. We're gonna talk like civilized adults who actually passed English 12. Period. Now, you are not supportive. You are not supportive. Because a supportive woman would actually make sure that man is doing well and not complain about him and understand the struggles that a black man is going to have, even more so than a black woman. Period. What you really do not comprehend is the fact of the matter that you have this ungrateful personality that's spewing out. Period. Do you want to date somebody like you? That is a big question. How would you feel if someone treated you the same way and said the same things and subject matter about you as you're saying about him? Question mark. What's up, Mike? Shout out to LAPD SWAT. Good evening, Commander. Fact matriarchals don't rise above Stony. Keep building that Black Lion Army. Of course we will. Trust me. We got a lot of prospects and a lot of training and a lot of people to employ. Woo! Salute to you.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
We got John in the building. We got Mike in the building. Shout out to LAPD SWAT, another one of the faithfuls. A.L. Evans said, the more we reject them and say no more, the more they're going to want to start to rape us of our manhood. You know that's going to happen. You know, you got to get a pile of holy water, a cross, and a steak and some garlic and be like, I rebuke you in the name of dark-skinned Jesus. See, here's the fucked up part, man. Is that I don't give a damn if they're 20, 30, or 40, or 50. They still act the same way. They acquiesce the same goddamn way. They do it. They do it. And then when you call them out on their bullshit, you're the bad guy. Sometimes I think we need to actually fall in love with being the bad guy. You get what I'm saying? We need to fall in love with being the fucking bad guy. I don't care who we are. I don't care who hears this. When we think about ourselves, notice we start to progress. But you got guys like Umar who want to blame black men for going their own way. Black men should stay and take bad treatment. Let me ask you this, Dr. Umar. Have you taken a fat chick with a loud attitude who can't cook, can't clean? No, you haven't. You got a type, and we all know what your type is. But yet, you want to criticize other brothers for this shit. Can you answer my question? Would you date a person like you? Question mark. I need to stop using my PhD in bitch babble. I'm gonna really tell you why should we even stay in a cesspool? Who's gonna stay while they're being mistreated? Who does that? Who wants to stay while being mistreated? Well, you got to sit here and know how to handle a strong black woman. Handle a strong black woman. Who does that?
So if I need to handle it,
I need to put you on a goddamn leash.
it's out of control, huh?
You need to know how to handle me. Now, what you need to do is get that bass out your voice. Goddamn voice deeper than mine and shit. Who's got to say something on this? Who wants to come up on this damn panel? I'm gonna leave a link up here if you got something to say. Like, you know what? I really want to hear from detractors first. I want to hear from the detractors first, really. I I know you motherfuckers are in there listening, shadow watching. Lucky they don't do like old school and they put your name out there when it comes to the count. I want to see what the detractors are first.
Wait till you see this. Yo, when you see this, your mind is going to explode, yo.
Not really. Nope. Because I never wanted nobody to be like me. I never grew up like this. It's shit that happened overnight. We both know that's not true. Period. Every time we make a decision, it's a conscious one. And we need to own it before we can proceed further through life. Oh boy, she's going to be crying. What's up, AL?
Was the public service announcement? Don't say them. They don't want to be saved.
Oh yeah, the great prophet told us that, right?
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of black men being the whipping boys. You shouldn't lead the community, nigga. You don't want me in the community. Like what the hell? Who wants to stay where they're not wanted?
I'm really to the point I'm not even trying to claim the community no more.
Remember, y'all the ones who accepted feminism. Oh yeah, I'm reading this one thing. Did you know Ed Reed had Shaq and billionaires ready to invest in Bethune-Cookman College?
Oh no. You know what that would have meant? That would have meant them having to expose themselves like JFK did and all their miscomings and shortcomings to why just the whole campus looks like it does.
Yeah.
Today, I want to talk a little bit more about Ed Reed's impact on the school, guys. But first, let's look at this statement that was released by Bethune-Cookman. And it says, Bethune-Cookman University has announced that it has decided not to proceed with contract negotiations with Ed Reed to become the next head football coach at BCU. After undergoing a detailed assessment and review of the state of our football program, we have determined that it is in the best interest of the university athletics program and football student athletes to reopen the search and identify.
Number one, what kind of bullshit is that you're not going to sign a Hall of Fame fucking football player to your fucking West bumfuck school? The fuck out of here.
The next leader of Bethune-Cookman.
Just because you put them on blast.
The interest in our football program displayed by Mr. Reed during the course of recent weeks, we are also mindful of the qualities and attributes that must be exhibited to our institutional personnel during what has been uniquely challenging times for our campus.
Blah, 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 blah.
Two hurricanes during the past semester, past fall semester.
Blah, blah, blah.
So, it goes on to say other things, guys, but that's what Bethune-Cookman said, and that's their take on it. Now, let's look at something else that Edrin James and I thought this was very interesting, guys. Yeah, that's true. You know, that area has been impacted by some hurricanes, and definitely, there's no light to be made of that. You know, that's definitely a challenge. At the same time, this is what Edrin James had to say about it. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy at Ed Reed Hall of Fame 20. I hate for those kids not getting a chance to witness what makes the great great. Your vision and the outside support was about to have a greater impact than most realized, but it shrugged his shoulders. Shout out to Shaq and those other billionaires you had ready to invest in your vision and build new facilities at Bethune-Cookman. So, man, I think Bethune-Cookman, they cut their own legs off a little too early. I'm gonna play this video.
Pause it right quick. Pause it right quick.
Some of the things that was happening. They were out excavating the fields. They had already started the process of change, and you were about to have millionaires, 100 millionaires, billionaires investing in Ed Reed. You know, let's get it right this time. You know, we didn't help Prime the same way, so Shaq saw Ed Reed there and was like, "Hey, let's go ahead and do this." And it was other people that Edrin James didn't name. So, man, you can't move too suddenly, guys. And look at this right here. You had all of the team. This place called Slap Kitchen. I'm going to put their link in the description box. They fed the whole team. Ed Reed was there. You got to meet some people in the area. Got the football team came out, and it was just a great day. So, like, the guys are still attached to Ed Reed, and they're mingling with him. There's a running back by the name of Brandon McDonald, and he says, Coach Ed Reed was right. It's bigger than football. I came here trying to make a change for HBCUs all over. A 3-star running back out of Ohio who could have went anywhere. But I chose here for a reason, to shine light and support my HBCU. So you can see, like, some of the athletes are still excited about, you know, the chance to play with, the chance to be coached by Ed Reed and be a part of this process, guys. We also have a statement from Bethune-Cookman running back Jaden Bivens, and this is what he said. Coach Ed Reed loved my film and gave me a chance. We had big things coming. But before all of that, we talked about being a man every day of his 3 weeks here at 7:30. He could care less about football and wanted to mold us into accountable and responsible men. In those couple of weeks, he's done more for us and this school than the people that's been here for years. The criticism he gave may have not been the right way to speak about it, but nothing he said was wrong, and the whole school is standing with him. He wanted better for this school and each individual. Forget the football, forget money, he didn't care. It was about us. Prideful people in the higher ups didn't like what was said, and even though Coach put his pride aside to apologize for the way he said things, they couldn't put their pride aside and accept it. This is bigger than all of that. And we need Coach Reed. Hell Wildcats. Again, the students around campus, they looking to plan something tomorrow. They're looking to plan a protest to try to keep Ed Reed as their head coach. So be on the lookout for that. There's also a player petition going around. Check this out. The Bethune-Cookman player petition that says, to whom it may concern, greetings. On behalf of the entire men's football team, we firmly believe that the abrupt dismissal of our newly hired head coach, Ed Reed, it is unjust to not only the student athletes, but to the entire BCU family, community, and does not align with our founder's legacy. We would like to respectfully and firmly request his immediate reinstatement. We were witness to tremendous growth and a new direction in a short period of time. So, wow, man, these guys, everybody is behind them except for the administration, and this is going to this is going to have a negative light shine on the program, and even
And whoever told you,
you have to look at this. Like, Matt Barnes called out Rick Dees, who was the athletic director at Bethune-Cookman, because you remember Matt Barnes has played for the Sacramento Kings. He was under Reggie Theus. He says, you always got to watch Reggie. Yeah, so he actually played under Reggie Theus for a while. And Reggie Theus, I didn't know his name was bad like this, man. But hey, evidently Matt Barnes is like, you got to watch this dude. So even at the highest professional level, a lot of people are saying this. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think.
Welcome, AL, Snowman, and Bit of Truth. What's up?
Good evening. How are you guys?
What's going on?
This is
I'm good. Just let me know when it's my turn to talk.
I'm going to
we
go.
can let you go first since you're burning off the chest right now.
Go for it.
All right, because Snowman, you heard me say this. Really, there are three questions that I have. Number one, why didn't they clean up that damn school before they went out to offer Ed Reed a job? Why didn't you clean out his offices after you offered him the job? I mean, that's just number one. Question number 2. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
You can hear
Question
you loud and clear.
question number 2. Ed, why didn't you go and tour the facilities before accepting the handshake deal? They could have waited until you got there. They were in no rush. They don't have any candidates behind you that's as big as you. So you should have went and toured the facilities. Number 3, this is what bugs me. Here you have, because somebody told me they're a private school. How are you a private school and you look this goddamn poor? So my thing is this. You have all of these courses. You mean to tell me you don't have an engineering course? You don't have an agriculture course? You don't have any type of metal shop course or anything to the point where you could have given these students sections of the school, be it the grounds or any type of repair work, and say, hey, look, you working on this is a part of your grade. It's a part of your grade. So guess what you wind up not having? You wind up having walk through patches of dirt. You wind up not having chain link fences with big holes so big that you can drive a golf cart through. You don't have empty buildings that are filled with garbage. I don't want to hear no shit about no fucking hurricane. You're a private school. You mean to tell me, from what I understand, you mean to tell me y'all couldn't have got some dumpsters? You don't even have a custodial staff, let alone a groundskeeping staff. You've got all those kids there, and you couldn't brainstorm anything. If you want to steal the money, that's fine, but you should have been smarter than that. And this is the biggest problem. It has nothing to do with the kids not being funded or the funds being misdirected. It has everything to do with leadership at the top at these schools. It's crooked. It's corrupt. If I was Red Reed, instead of making the video, I'd have recorded all of that shit, went to the dean's office and like, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, this is the deal we're going to do. You're going to give me 75% of all ticket and commission sales until the money that I dump back into this school is paid in full. Because 25% of the commission and ticket sales of what you're going to get is more than what you've been getting before I got here, if not on par. So your best bet is to shut the fuck up, handshake me the deal, put the shit in the contract. My lawyers will take care of it. Just sign it. Just sign it, because within 2-3 years, this place will be turned around. So what the fuck you want to do? I'd have put the ball in his court, and then I'd have walked away. Let him do what he want to do. And then when people would have asked me, when they'd have rejected the contract and been like, well, what happened? I'd have been like, ask the dean. Ask the dean. Ask the president. I'm done.
See, aren't you glad we let Bitter Truth go first? Man, he was fire. Who wants next?
Yes.
So we're gonna go by AL, then we're gonna save the snowman for last.
All right.
Because we already know that your sports hit itself. You're gonna go in deep with this one on your show as well. Hey, what you want to say about this, partner?
Bitter practically took all the words out of my mouth. Truthfully, what could possibly be said after that? That's just a goddamn crying shame. Crying shame. But I digress.
Snowman, please, your turn.
Where do I begin? Because this is not the first time this has happened, nor this is the last time we'll see it happen. And it centers around, they want to center it around football, but it goes much deeper than that. I've had a chance to see 3 HBCUs and call games for 2 of them up close and personal. And all 3 were in the same situation that Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State are in. My friend Joshua Jackson said it best. With Coach Prime leaving for Colorado, and I'm glad he got the hell out, it was time for HBCUs to step up and not drop the damn ball when it came to hiring coaches, when it came to retaining coaches, when it came to the facilities, when it came to everything. And look what happened mere months later. They dropped the ball and it went splat.
They knew it was gonna happen, Snowman, because they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were
Of
living
course.
in culture. They
Of
were
course.
they were just promulgating all over the place. And then the rubber met the road when serious ex-NFL players said, "Okay, look, this might be an avenue. DR showing me an avenue to get me in the door as far as coaching is concerned because these PWIs are not paying attention to it."
Mhm.
So once that happened, and DR is showing you the good, but you also see the bad and the ugly from it. And now, more than ever since he's left, all you're gonna see is the bad and the ugly of these schools because they're literally, in my opinion, they're self underfunding themselves. They get money. They get allocated stuff. It's
Yeah, they
just
do.
these black folks are seriously mismanaging these funds.
Bitter
And
Truth
you
and I
see
talked
them
about
get
it earlier. Bitter Truth and I talked about it earlier before the Bengals kicked off. They're state-funded schools.
Yeah,
What
for
is
the
wrong with this
most part, a
picture?
lot of them are state funded. But from what I understand, Bethune Cookman is a privately owned school. So where the fuck is the money going?
My question is how?
That's
Is
They're,
that
another
a
good question.
privately is that a
they're gonna
privately owned school?
succumb the way they're gonna end up succumbing the way of Paul Quinn if they don't get their act together. The same
Mhm.
thing happened to Paul Quinn College up in Dallas, Texas, in the early '80s. They ran out of funds because the chancellors and the deans were mismanaging those funds.
Yep. Yep.
Period.
It
Point blank.
starts at the top, it cycles through the bottom, and it's usually the coaches and the student athletes that take the brunt of everything. They take the brunt of it. And it's stupid to me. It's wrong. It's backwards. I got a whole bunch of words that I won't that I got a whole bunch of things to say, but I'll save them for tomorrow. But I've seen
They
it
basically want
twice.
these coaches to pull a Herman Boone / Coach
Yes.
Carter, make
Yes.
turn turnips into wine, and once they become a winner, oh yeah, yeah, we want all the reap all the rewards of what the winners did. Yeah, we need that money now so we
Mhm.
can reallocate it into something that ain't going for what it's supposed to be going for. But if you ain't winning, oh, it's the coaches. It's just like you said, the coaches get the brunt. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? I'm glad Dion got it. I'm glad
Absolutely.
he saw.
I'm
They
glad
have
Dion got the hell out. I'm glad Dion got the hell out of there.
for all those store people in the swag and they don't like the fact that he turned water into wine over there. Oh well, sound great. It is what it is. There's notoriety, his acclaim, and him already having a head start on running sub mini type shows about himself, his lifestyle, his accomplishments and this and that led to him run with podcasting shows. He took that niche and he ran with it. And then his son helped kickstart his image again with the social media platform. And
Mhm.
then it all just coincided within itself and snowballed into a tsunami effect for him to get up out of there, win and get up out of there. And that's exactly what he did. But
Yeah.
when I even heard that Ed Reed was taking a food cooking job, I just sat back in silence and shook my head. I said to myself, wow, you were already 1, 2 steps away from getting the head coaching job at your alma mater. All you had to do is stay put, run the gamut, play the game, and you would go be a shoe-in. Once
Yeah.
this
He
coach
was
took
gonna lead. He was gonna be
took
the
that
leader in
gamble,
University of Miami.
he took that gamble and said, okay, hey, I see what DR could do. Let's be one of these brothers. Let's give back. Let's show them more of us to want to go back and go to these schools that we didn't necessarily. They weren't even trying to recruit guys like him. He got recruited to D1 lane, not HBCU lane. You think about that. He decided to take a step away from the elite of the elite and come work in this realm, in this element, and look what he got.
Let me tie this into what Charles has talked about the last 3 times he's been on, especially 2 of the subjects I'm going to touch on tomorrow in a special edition of Snowman Unfiltered. I haven't done an Unfiltered in a while, but I'm going to touch on them tomorrow. A, when are black men allowed to have a bad day? And B, why are black men always supposed to take a bad deal? Why are we always supposed to take a bad deal?
Well, you're supposed to take a bad deal because, you know, we black. I'll never forget the first time I ever got arrested.
Your mama black?
Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I got arrested, and I had a cop, you know, I'm sitting there getting ready to go in the holding tank.
Mm-hmm.
And this black cop comes out. I was here in Atlanta, and he screams out, he said, "I'm not your brother, I'm not your father, I'm not your friend, I'm not your cuz, I'm not your homie, I'm not none of that shit."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. I was like, why did he say that? And now I understand.
Yeah.
Now I understand, because, you know, remember Sanford and Son? Remember when Red Fox would talk to the black cop?
Yes.
And he called him brother and whatnot, trying to get over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go right there.
I remember that very well. They don't want. Let me echo the word. Y'all know I love George Carlin, so let me echo what George Carlin said in 2005. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want
that part.
Let me twist the knife even further to these people that doubt us. They don't want a population of black men capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated black men capable of critical thinking. And when I say critical thinking, I mean down to the letter of critical thinking. That's in terms of reading contracts, making sure every piece of language in there is correct. That's in terms of job offers, wherever the hell they are. That's in terms of us running our own businesses. And yes, I pluralize that word. That's in terms of everything. They want us to stay in the muck. And as I said earlier tonight, I'm not gonna. It finally got to the point. It finally got to the point where a whole lot of black men, including the 4 on this panel, are finally saying,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
once and for all.
I'm just a little beyond that point. I just moved totally in silence. I only speak when I have to and when necessary. I don't give them the time of day anymore. The women, the Caucasians, no offense. I know you are American one, no offense. I do with my general respect. I too, and I'm shutting out a lot of people.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're moving in silence. We are totally moving in silence. Oh, and Charles, I have a curveball to throw to you, and I want you to hit it out. Let me see. Let me think of it. I want you to hit this out of the ballpark faster than Eddie Murray would from the left-hand side of the plate. As you know, in June, we moved to a little farm here in southern Indiana with the intention of buying the house. We had a knuckleball thrown at us. We're only renting this joint. That's the first knuckleball. The second one is, for those of you who have watched me on the morning show over the summer, we had 2 dogs in the house. The second one was my big boy, Colt. I took a picture and I posted it on Facebook. Yeah, guess who found it? My father-in-law. And immediately we had to get rid of him because he didn't want any other pets in the house. And now I'm being told through my wife, and I know I'm going to piss every man off on this panel, and I'm going to piss every black man off in the chat when I say this, but because I have gone through blood clots in both my lungs, because I have gone through and defeated that and pancreatic cancer, because I'm figuring out what my body can and can't do, I'm being told I'm lazy.
What the fuck? Wow.
Because I'm not working 40 hours a week.
But you have a physical reason why you can't.
Tell them that.
Man, motherfuck that.
Wait, what does your wife say in defense of you?
My wife doesn't even speak to them. She tells me to continue to heal. My wife basically said, fuck them.
Oh, well, then that's all that matters.
She told me when I came out of surgery, she told me exactly what y'all told me. Heal up, get strong, and then make your next move. That's it. And I'm doing just that. But they're treating her like shit. They're treating me like shit. They're treating my children like shit. And the more I see it, the more it pisses me off.
How long y'all been together?
It'll be 5 years this June.
So they still haven't accepted you yet?
Nope.
Because I've seen pictures of your wife. I get it. They haven't accepted you yet, which I think is kind of funny because you would think that they would be glad that somebody is taking her off of their hands.
Understood.
But see, this is what you call people with their fucking hang-ups. Some people are just evil bastards, no matter what you do and no matter what you say. And I'm gonna just tell you the same thing. You know, my late great grandfather would say, "Fuck them."
That's where I'm at.
Guess what? Your marriage is not privy to their fucking information. Fuck them niggas. And
or their life, or their walk, or their society.
But you know that's what it is. Because Snowman is, Snowman. I mean, Snowman is in an interracial relationship.
Yeah.
So you already know the undertone there.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're not mistreating your wife. You love her. You take care of her. That's what should really matter. But this is what they say. We're supposed to be in a post-racial environment, which is a goddamn lie.
A big time lie. It's a big time lie.
See, it's crazy because it goes back to what I said earlier about interracial dating. See, black men will date women just because they're women. Grace be damned. But nobody ever has the fucking hatred when a black woman dates a white man. Black men don't care. Hell, we wish we could pack up the bags and send some of them. You know?
When have we ever cared? When have we ever cared?
As long as I've been conscious, I've always said that a woman is a woman. I've never cared about her race. It's all about how she treats me.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm
gonna tell you. Most of your fucking heroes in the black conscious and also civil rights movement were interracial relationships.
Yep. Nobody wants to say that aloud because that is a kept secret. It's a secret that should not be exposed. Well, I exposed that motherfucker the day I got married. I know many men have done it before me, but only to a small scale. Me, my ass exposed this the day I started dating Jody, and more to the point, the day I married Jody. Happily. Here's what pisses him off. Jody had to explain this to me. My in-laws are jealous of me and Jody because we actually have fun with each other, because we actually talk to each other, because we actually communicate with each other, because we give each other shit, but we laugh about it.
Yeah.
You guys make it work. They cannot comprehend it. They don't understand it. Wait a minute. Excuse me, Charles. You have an echo. Yeah.
As my wife has said to me, and she continues to say to me, we're going to get you strong and get you healed. And once we get the all clear, then we're going to bust our ass and get the fuck up out of here.
And that is what a wife's supposed to say. But it's also, she's logical and understands you've been through so much medically that it's too soon for you to get back on your own 2 feet. It's like an NFL player coming back from injury prematurely.
That's why I pulled the rest of my game schedule, because the last 2 times I was the last 2 times at the arena, either something happened with my equipment or something happened with me. And as it turns out, I was dehydrated the last 2 times. Now I said,
always got to have that big Gatorade cooler with you, man.
Fuck yeah. I said, oh, the hell with this.
By the way, excuse me, Snowman?
Yes.
Sorry me, but yeah, I know we do monetize, but I got to get all the fuck yous out of me before we can continue, okay? Excuse me. First of all, in the words of ODV, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck everybody, fuck all up down here, fuck everybody up there, fuck all on the left, fuck everybody on the right, fuck everybody behind me, fuck everybody in front of me, fuck all y'all who got a problem with this goddamn chat. And much love to everybody who's supporting us.
That's a lot of sex.
Okay, I got all my wait, hold on a second. Fuck y'all. Now I got all my fuck yous out.
That's a lot of sex. Listen, condoms only come three in a box. What the hell?
Wait a minute. I put it simply. My friend Frank introduced me to a song some 10 years ago, and I've been friends with my brother like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Fuck all y'all.
Oh, don't worry. My favorite song is "I'll Be That" by Redman. My middle name must be Fuck You, because every time I'm in the hood, niggas be like, "Fuck you." I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be that. And then I like to say, y'all mistake you for that bitch nigga. Then he ain't shit, because whether you male or female, y'all always be thinking he ain't shit.
And the bad part is, I still get laughed at to this day because I'm not working full time. It's too soon. Doctor said so. Wife said so. Hell, I told my wife, just to help us get out of here, I'll put in an application at Speedway. Her restriction to me, and this is from Dr. K, she said to me, as long as you don't work more than 20 hours a week because your body is just not strong enough, if they can do that for you, cool. If not, don't worry about it.
It's funny you mentioned cancer surgery, because
you can try Walmart. Walmart greeters, they don't work full time.
I can peek at that. Yeah.
Right. All you got to do, as a Walmart greeter, all you do is just check people's receipts. If they walking out the door with anything that's not in a bag, you just check the receipt. That's all you got to do. And if they walk out the door with it, you just call it a fucking day, because you're not police.
Exactly. I can't
wait.
Why
can't he? If he's gonna be a Walmart greeter, why can't he be like Walter? I mean, I'm talking about the ventriloquist dummy that Sergeant Jeff Dunham has, where he says, Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
I'm going to have that soundbite. But I can't wait for the day where my family packs up everything here and we tell everybody, goodbye, baby, and walk the fuck off.
In fact, you know what? You should have there's a song I remember a friend of mine introduced me to. She's still a sweetheart and everything, but it's by Lily Allen called Fuck You Very Much.
Shit, when we get everything packed up and I'm going to be trailing because I know I'm going to be tired, my wife's going to say to me, God damn it, let's go!
Wait. Somebody get that amplifier for the fuck around there and get shot.
Exactly. You know where I got that. You know exactly where I got that.
Yeah, I remember. In fact, you know what? I gotta say it.
Rip that shit up. Come on.
No. Like we said, cool. What black band would be playing while the ship is going down? Cool and the Gang women unplugged and shit.
Man, let's get the fuck out of here.
Rep that. You know what? My boys and I back in the day when we saw that, because we had it on tape, we had it on VHS. And next thing you know, we were spitballing. We were thinking, okay, what group we know would have been in that kind of situation?
All right, y'all are getting off track like a mug. Y'all talking about stuff that, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track.
I can't be funny now. Okay, fine, fuck it.
No, it's fine, but let's get back on track. It's late.
It ties in though.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. When it comes to Black institutions, like you said, everybody wants you to. They want to skin and grin in your face. They want you to overlook their incompetence and do it their way, where they can. Right, it's a hookup. They want to maximize their profits. But the thing about it is that you are dealing with, and this is the problem. You're dealing with men who are about their money, who are about their business, without being selfish. All right. They actually want for Black people to do better, but you're surrounded by people who do not care about the community. So what happens is you wind up getting guys like us who wind up becoming apathetic towards the community because, not everybody, not all skin folk are kinfolk.
Ain't that the truth?
All right. The one
Thank
thing
you, Professor Black Truth.
Right. The one thing that a lot of people fail to understand is that we as Black people, just like everybody else, we are very, very tribal. Very tribal. So yes, you have a host of these ADs, deans and presidents that all get together and sit around the Black banquet table and talk about on the low how they screw each other over. I mean, screw over the kids and how to screw over the kids. Like, well, what should I do with this money right here? Well, this is what you do. You put it towards X, Y, and Z. And then that way you can go ahead and skim it off the top. What you do is you just write off labor costs for labor that's not even being done. All right. So when you turn in these fake receipts or whatnot, or progress reports or whatnot, what happens is the money is spent, is given to your cousin's cleaners, quote unquote, whatever little business you want to have, the money is given there, but really it goes right into your pockets from a shell company.
Yep.
And this is how, right, this is one of the ways that they get over.
I saw it live at North Carolina A&T. I saw it live.
Yeah, you see it live. This is why, look, this is one of the reasons why Disney is getting ready to go under. If you guys haven't been paying attention, they're getting ready to go over big time. They're going to need a government bailout to stay afloat come the summer.
Disney about to bite the fucking dust.
Yeah, they're going to need the government bailout before the end of the year just to stay afloat. All right. You got these schools. Dion pointed it out. Like, hold on. How you sitting up here 60,000 seats? I see the school, the stadium sold out since I've got here. And you telling me that there's no profit for me? Are you serious? So how the hell are you guys counting tickets? You understand what I'm saying? You get caught up in that. So the best way really, right? The best way, right? The best way to handle that is when you go into that where they're trying to get over off of your clout. All right, use you for clout and fame and your money. You bring in your own accountants. You bring in your own accountants. Like they're going to look over the books. They're going to make sure that the athletic department, the money that's brought into this stadium, they're going to make sure that that money goes into the right hands, i.e. mine.
And
y'all get
financial advisors, tax attorneys, everybody.
Right. You get your cut, but I'm going to handle my cut. They're going to do the count of the money and the ticket sales and the concession stands. I'm going to get my fair share and you're going to get yours. And as I said earlier, if I find myself having to spend one dime before I see a profit, whatever money I spend is coming out of your cut. I want 50% of your cut, which means I'm getting 75. Do you understand? Because they only getting 50. So if I'm getting 50, they're only getting 25. So I want 50% of your cut. I'm getting the full 75. I'm good. It may take a year or two. I don't care. But as you heard, he had Shaq and all of them ready to invest. ready to get these schools going. And because these niggas could not stand the fact that they got embarrassed,
and are
all
still
right,
getting embarrassed.
they told them no. And you're right, they're still getting embarrassed. And I'm gonna tell you what that school is gonna be filled with: nothing but women and guys who like to bite pillows. That's what it's gonna be filled with. Give it another year or so.
Like I said, saw it live.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Bruce Almighty. Yeah, I understand your frustration, brother.
What'd he say?
Saw it live.
He said, yeah, fuck this 74-hour-a-week schedule. I work. Getting this bag real quick and bouncing like John Wick. Don't forget to bring the dog too, man.
There you go, Sycamore. Boom.
So
because remember John Wick had a dog.
Let me ask you a question, Snowman. Do you have any parents that are still alive?
No.
Do you have any aunts or uncles that are still alive?
No.
So you don't have no older relatives?
No.
Hold on, bitter. Just a minute. LAPD SWAT 1. Thank you for the $5 donation. Like you said, example. It's like Tony Stark trying to build an arc reactor with the Fred Flintstone bedrock technology.
Yeah, that's truth.
What's the deal he likes to say? You got one half of America want to be like the Jetsons. You got the other half of America trying to live like the Flintstones. And black folks, y'all caught up in between. Somewhere in between.
They have the Flintstone mentality when it comes to wealth and prosperity.
Yep.
But a Jetsons mentality when it comes to materialism.
Yep.
And that's been true. That's been true for me that I noticed since the 90s.
You want to talk about tribalism, bitter? I can tell you, come to any country in Africa. Look at some of the civil wars that have gone on. A lot of them always had some kind of tribal or aspect to them.
Of course.
Like what happened? Take what happened in the Ivory Coast. What happened in Sierra Leone? The two prime examples I give, just after independence, Congo DRC, when the Eastern part tried to secede from the rest of Congo. Everybody talks about Patrice Lumumba, but nobody ever recalls the name Moise Chamba. Moise Chamba was his rival, and from the Katanga region. On the other side, take it Nigeria. When they talk about the Nigerian Civil War, nobody talks about that the Igbo people and everybody in the southeastern part are still held in complete and utter contempt by the rest of Nigeria.
Wait. Who'd you say Patrice Lumumba's rival was?
His name was Moise Chamba. Moise is French for Moses.
Was he the one that walked around with the 14-year-old girl with the chain around her neck?
No. This was a political rival. He succeeded Lumumba as being head of state for DRC, but he did not live to see the 60s. He was from Katanga. It was his region that tried to secede.
Yeah. I'm going to call it a night. Charles, if you could do me a favor and give me a quick promo for both my shows tomorrow and then drop the Cash App of mine into the chat, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, don't forget to come up at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to go for the Snowman Multimedia, because he's going to talk about this Ed Reed situation more in depth, because this is expertise. If you want to hear some great black male sports with a red pill lens, please join the Snowman with his multimedia. And also,
don't forget good old Cole Sports with a Z.
Cole Sports, gotta include him too. He's enough.
And Cole Sports as well. And don't forget, also, what time is your
11 a.m. for Snowman Unfiltered.
11 a.m. for Snowman Unfiltered, where he's gonna the sports are gonna stop for a second and the real talk begins.
Also, the Sports Sensei show with Drew Willingham.
That's at 1:05, and then the Brian Snow show at 3:05. So I am fully loaded tomorrow. And
I want to talk about Purdy Mouth. When are you going to talk about Brock Purdy Mouth?
You'll hear
Purdy Mouth.
They're going to be talking about him tomorrow, man.
I mean, what time? Because I don't want to hear it. I want to be a part of that conversation.
Fucked up.
Okay.
8 a.m. at the top of the hour.
Tune in
I'm
tomorrow.
asking him.
8 a.m.
Morning.
8 a.m.
Tune in tomorrow morning.
You gonna
the
start?
game.
Okay, so listen what I'm asking here. When you start off your show, you gonna start off talking about Purdy Mouth at 8 a.m.?
I'm going to start with the 49ers game.
All right, because I want to talk about the 49ers game,
Hey, Snowman.
particularly Brock Purdy Mouth. I like him.
Purdy Mouth.
Purdy Mouth.
Yeah, that's
Snowman.
Purdy Mouth. That's
Snowman.
Purdy Mouth.
That's Big Cock Brock to you.
Hey,
Big
hey,
Cock Brock. What the fuck?
Have you
hey,
seen him without his helmet? He got a Purdy mouth.
hey,
Oh,
hey,
Lord. Jesus,
hey,
help me,
Snowman.
Jesus.
All right, let me
Snowman. Snowman.
Love you,
Before
man.
you go,
Stay safe, man.
let me
before
scoot.
you go, Snowman, hold on, check it out. How about them cowgirls?
They
Oh,
talking
I'm
about the Cowboys.
gonna have fun tomorrow. Let me get out.
You better.
Let me get out of here. If y'all like the sounds, drop me a
Real
cash
quick,
app. 'Cause I'm trying to build up.
man.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna post your link if you got it in the back. What was your thing about the key losses and wins for today's? You don't have to go as in depth as you're gonna go on your show, but what do you think the key losses? Because I figured the Cowboys and the 49ers would be close.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they canceled each other out pretty well.
Yeah.
But what do you think was the deciding factor for that game? I think it was the kicker.
Oh,
No.
no.
There are two deciding factors, and they both are labeled with Dak Prescott's name on it.
Oh, shit.
Because if they don't turn those interceptions into any kind of points, we're still playing.
If anything, I think they lose that game without those. If they don't turn those 2 turnovers into points, I think they lose that game.
49ers go down if they don't turn those into points. And plus, they force Dak Prescott to make those 2 critical mistakes.
Yeah, they forced
almost 3. Remember, dude dropped that interception late in the fourth.
There was a couple that they dropped.
He didn't see
Dre
that.
Greenlaw had a pick 6, but he didn't see it until the last minute.
Yeah, he dropped it. Yeah.
If he catches that clean, he walks in.
And I mean, you know what shocked me is that I didn't see as much Parsons as the last week.
You didn't see much what? Oh, we lost Charles.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Snowman, while he's back, just remember,
That was that.
Snowman, I just want to say, Snowman in the Morning is brought to you by Sleazy Salon. No manings and petties. Just hands and feet done.
Just hands and feet.
Just hands and feet.
Done. It's based on thank you, Chris Bates, for that story.
And I really want to get your opinion about. I didn't see that much of Micah Parsons as this game as the last game.
Are you kidding me? What game was you watching? Micah Parsons was all over Purdy Mouth.
Demarcus Lawrence was all over Purdy.
It was more.
They was all over him.
It was more
DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence was the one who did the cleaning up, but your boy Parsons, they had to double and triple team him just to give Purdy time to throw.
Yeah, it was like
when they gave Purdy time
because
to throw.
DeMarcus Lawrence was the one who was getting to him.
You want me to give you the real key to the game? The real key to the game is this play, and it was in the third quarter, tied at 9. The 49ers had gotten the ball back.
Yep.
And Purdy zipped a pass over the middle, and Kittle reached out with one hand, off his hand, off his face mask, off his helmet, and caught it for a 33-yard gain.
Yeah, that Kittle catch was
that was the offensive play of the game.
And that kept, and not only was that the offensive play of the game, it kept the drive alive. And the first play of the fourth quarter, Christian McCaffrey walked it in.
When Kittle dropped that pass, if he dropped that pass, I think the Niners lose that game.
Yeah. That was the biggest. That was the biggest play of the game for the 49ers.
Kittle didn't make that pass, it would have been the Cowboys going up next. And then I've noticed that a lot of them canceled each other out pretty well. Like I guessed it. I thought the 49ers were going to win because they were a way tougher team than the Broncos, obviously. I said it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
It was going to be a fight. I'm not going to
Yeah,
shit on the
it was a
Cowboys
fight
in
and a
that
half.
much. It was
And
a
it's going to
fight
be a
and a
bigger
half.
fight. It's going to be a bigger fight and a half in Philadelphia. This is going to be
I
a
think
bigger
they're gonna
fight
take
and a half.
Philadelphia.
It's going to
I think
be
they're
a
gonna take
field goal
Philadelphia.
game.
I think the Niners defense matches up very well with Philadelphia's as far as the skill players and how Philadelphia plays offense. They're kind of one note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Niners can get them.
Philly is going to be a motherfucker because I said to myself, whoever won the 49ers and the Cowboys game, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Here is my score prediction, and you guys are the first to hear it. Actually, I was on another panel earlier, so you guys are one of the first groups to hear it. San Francisco 17, Philadelphia 14. And it'll come down to whoever has the ball, whoever makes the last defensive stand of the game. Because if you think about it, tonight, the 49ers ran the clock for what? 6.5 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that offensive line, all of a sudden, they came to life in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They finally started blocking right. They blocked with more effort.
That's what Kyle Shanahan said at halftime. They had to block better because you can block these Cowboys, but we didn't block well. Even though we went into halftime with the lead, Purdy went down twice, couldn't run the football for nothing. But then midway through the third quarter, it just seemed like it clicked. It seemed like it clicked in that third period where you saw Christian McCaffrey running for 10 yards, Elijah Mitchell running for 15. McCaffrey again gets another 10.
Oh, excuse me.
Who's pumping gas?
No, it's my phone.
They're finally getting. They were finally getting chunk plays from the middle part of the third quarter on. And did you see the looks on the faces of the Cowboys after McCaffrey ran in for that go-ahead touchdown, which turned out to be?
They were defeated. They were demoralized.
They were done. They were
chest sunken. They were chest sunken.
Mm-hmm. That was checkmate.
Yeah, it killed the whole team.
That was
to me. There was four keys to the game.
He broke him after that.
They held McCaffrey in check for 2.5 quarters. But then again, bitter truth, we talked about it a few moments ago, that completion to George Kittle.
Yep, that was one of the big keys. The turnovers were a key to the game. George Kittle's catch. When Pollard went out with the ankle injury, the Cowboys' offense was done.
Game, set, match.
It was done because they couldn't run the football. Ezekiel Elliott, he might as well change his position to fullback. I can't believe he fell off just that quick.
Well, I saw that coming. He had a great rookie year, but then the Cowboys fashioned their offense behind Dak Prescott and not Ezekiel Elliott.
And he just lost. It looked like he just lost power. It almost looks like he lost the will to play the game.
Yep. Even though he got paid, they were all around. They were all about Dak Prescott before.
He ain't gonna be there next year. I get the feeling he's gonna be a surprise casualty cut. Either they gonna trade him or they gonna cut him.
He is. He is.
Give me Snowman.
I believe that he is.
Snowman.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt, man, but the missus is gonna be looking at you like, Mister, you know where you gotta be at this hour.
In fact, I'm getting that look right now.
Yeah, because it's like what, a quarter to 11 over.
Don't put that leather thong on and go in the house.
Wait a minute. She's sitting here. She's sitting here smiling. She's sitting here smiling at me.
She got your leather thong swinging, so go put it on. Go handle your husbandly duties.
I will start doing that dance move. I still remember the dance was a thong song. Shit.
And don't forget, he got the leather thong with the hole in the front.
And it's red in color.
And it's a big asshole too. All right.
Go handle your husbandly duties.
Let me get out.
All right, bro.
She's giving some over.
He's gonna go with the snowman, the hole man. That's what he's gonna go.
He's the abominable hole man.
She's leaning over to give me a kiss right now. Let me go.
All right,
bro.
Love you, man.
Charles, give me one more promo before I.
8 o'clock.
Snowman Multimedia, 11 o'clock, unfiltered. Woo!
Yep. I got a fully loaded day. So, all right. Yeah, she's
All right.
now
All
she's
right.
relaxing
All
the
right,
Red
man.
Blood voters.
All right, man.
She's
That
playing
was a
dirt.
I'll
very
see you in the morning, bro.
All right, I'll see y'all in the morning. I love you guys.
All
Thanks.
right.
Love you, man.
Peace.
Bye. Man, bitter.
Mhm.
Once you mentioned that leather thong thing, you remind me of something I did to a friend once. It didn't involve a
put on a
thong.
leather
You bought
thong.
him a leather thong?
No, it was a she, and she was complaining to me about. She was complaining to me about how she couldn't have she couldn't find a decent dude, right? Because she said like, man, I'm having hard trust issues. I just simply asked her one question, and it's a white woman, and I looked at her and said, "Bitch, have you ever dated a stripper?" The minute
You
she was
asked
like, I
her
don't.
that?
Now I looked at her and said, "Have you ever dated a stripper?" Well, up here, I don't know how it is. You have exotic dancers up here, but anyway. Then I gave her a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you were doing laundry, right? And you found a thong in there that's not yours. What do you assume? And she looked at me and said, he's a cheating bastard. Of course you would assume that until you notice the inseam on the front and think, oh, wait, that's his. Hey, never mind.
All right. So there were 4 keys to that 49ers game.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the morning. We got other shit to talk about. Shit.
It was the 2 turnovers.
The 2 turnovers.
The loss of Pollard. Okay.
So
the
running game
49ers.
was kind of,
Yeah, the 49ers finally being able to get their running game going. And of course, that Kittle catch. That
what
Kittle
about the
catch
missed after
helped
point
them
kick?
steal that game. That was just 1 point. You still needed a touchdown with less than 3 minutes to play, and you couldn't do it. I'm surprised they didn't go for it on 4th down, because at that point, I mean, you punted, you didn't get the ball back till you were out of timeouts and the Niners were damn near in field goal range. Matter of fact, didn't they kick a field goal? Or did they punt?
They kicked the field.
They kicked the field goal. They kicked the field goal, right? They marched the ball right down your throat. Because look, this is what they did. Because the Cowboys were pretty much in the first half, the Cowboys were pretty much running the 49ers offense. They were running misdirection runs with screen passes and short passes out in the flat. That's exactly what the Niners were doing. They were running the same type of offense, and it threw the Niners defense for a loop. But come the second half, they caught on to it, and then they shut it down. And they dared the Cowboys to try to run. They shut down their passing game, and they dared them to try to run. If you notice, oh boy, when he caught that long pass in the 3rd quarter with the pass interference, that was just a great athletic play. But outside of that, they was not giving up anything deep. Because Dak just did. If you notice, his arm was not making them passes on point. Remember when he threw the deep pass late in the 4th quarter, he threw a bad pass. Okay, the long pass on which they had the pass interference, that was a bad pass. If the cornerback would have had his head back instead of pushing the wide receiver, if he'd had his head back, he'd have been able to make a play on the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
I know what you mean, because when you're in that kind of coverage and you got to think fast with the ball up in there and everything, so many things.
And I really think Cincinnati is going to take it to Kansas City for the simple fact that Cincinnati's front 4 can get pressure on the quarterback. They can get pressure on the quarterback. They're linebackers. They can play the pass. Their cornerbacks. Eli Apple has suddenly started playing. He started playing good football. He's no longer the weak link in their secondary.
So he's in his groove right now.
Yeah, he's in a groove right now. He's in a groove right now, and you cannot stop the Bengals offense, because as you saw today, not only can they pass it, but they can also run it with Joe Mixon out of that one back set. He was averaging.
Is bad behind him. He's just bad like that. You don't want to, because he will bulldoze his way in there. Like
he was averaging almost 8 yards a carry against an 8-man front.
Not to mention
Did you see
the
that?
offensive line. Not to mention the offensive line was creating those holes for him to run through.
Exactly, because Buffalo, they do not know, they cannot stop the run. They're built for the passing game. A lot of defenses are built to stop the passing game, but not necessarily built to stop the run.
And it was insane just playing in Buffalo, those conditions and everything.
You would have thought that the Buffalo Bills, I mean, with any type of common sense, if you're a head coach or a general manager at any point, remember when they were trying to get Christian McCaffrey when he was on the trade block?
And there was no chance of him because remember, he was, his time in Carolina he was plagued with injuries, right?
Well, I mean,
they
my
were hoping
point
to get
is
him on the cheap and whatnot, but San Francisco said, you know what, let's take a chance on this dude, and he was like, I want to come back. I want to come back to the Bay Area. My point
is that the Bills stopped looking when they didn't get McCaffrey. The Browns were offering up Kareem Hunt for a 5th round pick. He would have been perfect in Buffalo's offense this year because he can catch the ball out of the backfield and he runs hard. He runs through tackles. He's not fast like he used to be. We could see he lost a step, but he is still a hard man to bring down. He'd have been perfect in Buffalo's offense this year.
Because those injuries in Carolina, but he'll be back.
Makes me upset,
oh, sorry, Charles.
You know what makes me upset?
What?
If Lamar wasn't hurt, we would have wiped our nuts with the fucking the Bengals.
You say that?
Because guess what? We only lost by a touchdown. The fucking Bills got destroyed.
Yeah, but the playoff game is a playoff game. It changes from game to game.
Whatever happens, happens.
I'm
now,
not knocking it, but I'm just like, wait a minute. If this contract shit and him being hurt, we would have beat that game.
Well, he's gone, right? He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. He might go to the Jets. He might go to the Jets. Huh?
He might go to the Jets, or he might go someplace else. Who knows?
He might go to the Jets, or he might find himself.
I think he's going to stay because when they got rid of
Greg Roman,
the offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, they got rid of him, so he helped pick the new one.
That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea because if it wasn't for Greg Roman, Lamar Jackson would be a piece of shit because he can't throw the football from the pocket to save his goddamn life.
He can throw the football from the pocket. See, this is the problem.
On a consistent level?
On a consistent level. Let me tell you what the problem is. We got two good running backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
No good receivers wants to come to Baltimore because they placate the run too damn much.
Do you know why that is? Because your quarterback cannot stand back there at least 30 times a game throwing the football. It's not his forte. It's really not.
He doesn't have to. It's the fact that you need a mixture, and nobody wanted to do the mixture. When your fucking wide receivers are doing more blocking than catching, that's a problem. There has to be a balance, and there was no real balance. Especially now, you have a lot of good wide receivers who's going to be on the trade and the bargaining block right now coming up.
Free agency as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, they don't want to come. They don't want to come to Baltimore unless he's gone.
Or unless somebody's gonna.
No, they want to come to Baltimore to play with Lamar, but they didn't want to play under Greg Roman.
Well, okay. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if they don't meet Lamar Jackson's contract expectations, I can see him going somewhere else. I would not be surprised if, in a surprising move, that if they lose Lamar, that Baltimore trades a blockbuster trade for your boy Kyler Murray. I would not be surprised if Arizona moved on from him and he went to Baltimore.
I wouldn't want him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him either.
Would Kyler Murray want to come to Baltimore? Is the question.
No, like he would have a choice.
I don't think they would want him.
I think it would. I think he might come in a desperation mood. If not, you might get what's his name. You might get one of the two. But Garoppolo, who I think might go to Carolina, and then the 49ers really need to. They really need to dump. Who's that guy they drafted to? Trey Lance. They really need to dump him because you cannot go into the offseason training camp with Purdy and Trey Lance competing and Purdy beat out Trey Lance.
Yeah.
You can't have the number one pick that you made all these picks, these trades for, sitting on the bench as a backup to Mr. Irrelevant. That's ridiculous. You got to get rid of him.
We'll see. Anyway.
Oh, they'll get rid of. If they go to the Super Bowl, they get rid of him.
Yeah, you can forget it. He's gone. He's gone. But I don't know what the hell y'all doing out there in Baltimore, man, with this dude's contract. Give the man his money. If you're not gonna pay him, if you're not gonna give him Deshaun Watson money, then you need to give him at least Kyler Murray money.
They're gonna have to,
right?
Because quite frankly, he's better than both of them. Let's be fucking honest, man. When we really think about it, you got a guy who went MVP in the second season. God damn! Like, do you know how much money and eyes Lamar brings to the Ravens?
Well, he's
not since the days of Lewis and Reed.
I mean,
what was that, like 10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Yeah, about 10 years ago. It's been a
how
while.
long since they last won the Super Bowl? That's how long it's been, right?
10 years.
Yeah, it's been 10
2012.
years, if not further.
It'll be 11 years now. It'll be 11 years because remember they won in 2012.
This season, this season's the 10th season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they tight. You strap. You either gonna have to pay him or you're gonna have to trade for somebody with his same abilities. Flat out.
And really, I don't see the son on Lamar's level. I don't see Kyler Murray on Lamar's level. So you got the fuck.
Kyler Murray to me is a
Wrong
backup.
way.
Kyler Murray is a backup, if you ask me.
Fucking one-way street. But see, here's the problem: is that a lot of these teams are trying to get this Lamar-esque type of fucking quarterback, and they could have had him. And remember, yes, Lamar's the first-round draft pick, but he was 30. What was he? 32nd.
I thought he was the 25th pick.
Oh, he was the last pick of the first round.
He was the last pick of the first round? Okay. Oh, no, that's Aaron Rodgers that was 25th. All right.
And he kept a chip on his shoulder ever since. And he was, and trust me, he went out to embarrass teams because of that. God damn.
Well, shit. You need to tell that motherfucker find that goddamn embarrassing spirit during the playoffs.
I mean, they need to fork over. The weakest department the Ravens have right now is their wide receiver core.
Yeah.
When you saw him at the Pro Bowl, and you saw him passing to the top receivers, look what happened. You saw like him in the pocket just floating that motherfucker.
I know you're not counting the Pro Bowl football where they don't even play hard.
They don't even
It's
play
not what it
hard,
used to be.
but you can see the fact that there's a talent difference.
I guess. I mean, I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in almost 10, 15 years.
I mean, he made Hollywood Brown look good.
Hollywood Brown. Where do I know him from? Where was he beforehand?
He was drafted by us.
He was drafted by y'all. Where is he now? Is he still with y'all?
He's with Arizona.
He's with Arizona with no quarterback. Kyler Murray gets hurt usually about between weeks 8 and 10. He gets hurt between weeks 8 and 10. Yeah, the team falters and falls apart, and then of course your little goofy coach, they always get fired.
What team always fires their coaches?
Arizona, Texas,
Cleveland.
Oakland, San Diego, and the Jets. They're always firing their coaches.
I thought it was Cleveland too. No, they fire their quarterbacks.
Used to be, yeah. We get rid of quarterbacks, but for the next 5 years, ain't nobody going nowhere. Well, at least not in the quarterback room. But as far as Cleveland is concerned, I think I see what they're doing. They hired Jim Schwartz to be the defensive coordinator, which will be good because the team will wind up feeding off of him. And if Stefanski does not get Deshaun Watson on track this year, then more than likely what's going to happen is they're going to name Jim Schwartz the head coach come the end of the year. They probably going to move on from Stefanski and just, do a little sham interview with a black guy and then name Schwartz the head coach. And then you're going to be dealing with an inconsistent football team, and then you're looking at more squandered talent, and that'll be it.
What about your boy, the DE? What's his name?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
Oh, I think he'll definitely benefit in Schwartz's system because Schwartz is an attacking defensive coordinator. He'll blitz and everything and whatnot, but they need to do at least 2 things. Well, actually 4 things. They need to take care of their linebacking core. They need to get another safety because John Johnson is trash. You need to get at least 1 or 2 good defensive tackles, one that can rush the passer and also stop the run, and you need to get a left defensive end. Those are the 4 things that they need to do just on defense.
I think that Myles Garrett has been so wasted over there.
Yeah, but the thing is, because I'm a Browns fan, so I watch his play. This dude get held on average at least 5 times a game, and the officials don't even call it. He gets double teamed at more times than that, and he be beating those double teams. He will run right through the left tackle and the left guard, sometimes the running back or the tight end trying to chip. He'll get right through them and be slapping the quarterback's shoulder pads when making that motherfucker get rid of the ball quick. He gets a lot of quarterback pressures, but he could easily average 5 sacks a game if, in all honesty, he truly applied himself.
Yeah. He'd probably be leading the league in sacks.
Right. This is why they need it. This is one of the biggest things they've been talking about for the past couple years is that, hey, we need to get a real defensive coordinator in here that will fire up this fucking defense because everybody plays like, it's Thursday afternoon, 2:30. You just came back from lunch and now you just going through the fucking motions. That's horrible. Shit. You saw how the Niners and Cowboys defense played. They was all over each other's quarterbacks. That's what the Browns need. They need to play fired up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it, right? You need that key defensive player. I mean, Myles Garrett, you put him on any other team, he getting 3 sacks a game.
Yeah. Yeah. And your boy, what's his name? The one from Texas? Oh, Jadeveon Clowney had the fucking nerve to say, they just more interested in trying to get Myles Garrett into the Hall of Fame. First and foremost, motherfucker, you can't even rush the quarterback. You can barely play the run with your bad leg. The defensive tackles ain't worth a shit. He's the only guy on the defensive line that can generate any type of fucking pressure on the quarterback. So you goddamn right they gonna line him up against the weakest offensive lineman across the field. The fuck is you talking about?
I mean, it makes sense.
Thank you. It's just common sense.
Why would I want to put? Let me ask you this: Hey Rob, if I was coaching you and you were going against a weak team 103, what am I going to tell you? To play with him or get him out there early? You don't want to give that motherfucker a chance to somehow slip up and win. Like you want to take the fight. If you got a weak side, I'm putting my strongest EE on your ass, and we're gonna abuse that side each and every time. Ugh, man, I don't get it because I don't get it because if you put him on an attacking defensive team like the Ravens, oh my god.
You know what? The whole Myles Garrett situation really could be solved by all you got to do is just put a safety or linebacker between the left guard and the left tackle. And whether you blitz the guy or not, it doesn't matter. It'll give the offensive lineman, especially the left guard, enough time to pause to see what the fuck you doing, which will give Myles Garrett all he needs is a half a second. And he got you.
Yeah. I remember he talked about in the interview why he wears those shirts underneath his jersey. They said he didn't wear them for one game, and he said that Monday he got piss tested.
Yeah, because his arms look like like they sculpted him. Superman wish he had his arms.
Yeah, he's built literally like a comic book character.
Yeah, that motherfucker. And he a nerd. That's the fucked up part.
Ain't nothing fucked up about being a nerd.
No, I'm just saying. For him to be, have you seen Myles Garrett?
Like, go look up a picture with Myles Garrett with no shirt. He looks like he came out of a comic book.
And you be like, this motherfucker plays Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
He's in the World of Warcraft and all that.
It's called
that
being
same
a
shit Henry
multifaceted
Cavill
man.
is into? Huh?
It's called being a multifaceted man.
Yeah, but he don't look like the type. He look like Henry Cavill. He's all into that stuff too. You would never think that either one of them was into it unless they opened their mouths.
See, the crazy part about it, a lot of people are into comics and Dungeons and Dragons and video games and shit. But back in the day, people didn't speak about it because it wasn't cool and shit. But now you got conventions, they could go to places. And they literally had Henry Cavill at one convention wearing a mask, and he was having a ball.
Nobody knew who he was.
Nope.
He was. I mean, that's why he walked away from the Witcher thing, from the Witcher project at Netflix, because they didn't honor the source material.
Right. They changed it into some feminist shit.
Yeah, that's why he left. And now that because of that, Amazon Prime, I think, or is it
Netflix?
No, Amazon or Amazon Prime, I think, or Apple, one of them. They're giving him a show for Warhammer's 40,000, something he's been playing since he was a kid, because he was born in '83. He's gonna be 40. He's gonna be 40 later in May.
That reminds me. I know if y'all have been on YouTube, you notice that there's a lot of shit that they've been talking about concerning the show Velma, right? Have y'all been catching that?
What show?
Oh yeah, I've been watching the show, and I've watched the shit they caught.
Here's the thing that people are not getting. It's the whole show it's a slap in the face to woke culture. It's not supposed to be funny.
Scooby-Doo? You mean the Scooby-Doo fuck up?
The Velma show.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be an insult to woke culture.
Yeah, they're making fun of it.
Exactly. And people are not getting that.
And see, it's like the last episode. It's like the last episode when
You got that Mindy what's her face running the show. It's her idea. Sorry.
It's like the last episode where they found out the killer was only killing the hot girls. And they said, and then she was like, I'm going to teach you how not to be on, how men's standards. And she says, the fuck with this? She says, I'd rather be hot than not to be noticed, which is what women would rather be. They're not looking to be, we don't want men to look at us. Women want you to look at them. And it's funny
they want the desirable men to notice them, not the undesirable men. But the undesirable men only do whenever, as a contingency plan, some shit like that.
But if you want to look at one DC movie that just came out that has no wokeism or feminism in it, look up Superman, Batman, Rise of the Super Sons or whatever, Adventures of the Super Sons. That's some good shit. It's
You
the
know what?
adventures of
Where can I find it? Can I find it on HBO Max?
That's where I watched it.
All right, I'm gonna
It's
look
a
that
great
up.
movie because you see Batman.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow night.
You'll see Batman and Superman. I think I'm gonna do a review. I was gonna do a review tonight, but other shit got on my head. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do a review of that movie, and I'm gonna say, this is what DC. This is what makes DC great. This is what makes DC better than Marvel. Great fucking storytelling. You have
They're
Justice
animated
League, the Son of
movies.
Superman.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, DC's animated.
Go ahead.
No, you were saying it. You were saying it. Go ahead.
DC's animated movies are so fucking on point. Why can't you get those motherfuckers to write your movies?
They're doing that now. That's why that new guy that came in from the Discovery Channel, he canceled all them fucking movies.
Yeah.
He canceled all that shit.
How much would you like to see the story of two boys discovering themselves and becoming friends? And that's the origin.
Discovering themselves? What do you mean by that?
In other words, discovering who they are and discovering the friendship.
Learning about who they are and everything.
Okay, I'm about to say, not on some Brokeback Mountain Discovery.
Not that shit. No woke.
Okay.
You have two fathers who are who reach into their sons and teaching their sons responsibility, but the son stepped up. That shit is so good that I was like, yo, I was half asleep, but then it started getting more exciting. Because Jonathan Kent, I'm not gonna say it all. But Damien's a natural asshole, so Damien's Damien and Jonathan's Jonathan.
Right.
Let's not forget who's Damien's grandfather.
He speaks about that. But you notice in the movie how, number one, there's no feminism. There's no wokeism. You see the fathers, which are Batman and Superman, obviously. And there's responsibilities he's teaching his son that sometimes this is the reason why I wasn't there because I'm Superman. And you're seeing like Damien trying to make a friend, like how Damien was an assassin and he was an outsider, so he's never really truly had a friend. And you see them trying to grow up and learn themselves, learn each other, and all this other shit. And notice how well they complement each other. There's no feminism. There's no one trying to be sexually involved with the other. None of that shit. It's just good damn storytelling. And I swear to God, Marvel is gonna be on the fucking chopping block because of this woke shit. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Something tell me that fucking Marvel's movie where Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, one of the writers from the fucking She-Hulk show is doing that movie, and it's something tell me that shit's gonna bomb. So here,
just sit back and watch the disaster. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Shit, I ain't gonna watch shit. I watch it from a distance.
Even better. I will say this.
What? That reminds me of. I keep promoting that show Lucifer. I don't think people actually have watched it because that show is red pill as fuck.
Lucifer
I haven't got a chance to watch it. I've been like focusing on Magellan. Just watching a lot of documentaries and shit on science and such. Something handy.
Lucifer is one of the best DC/Vertigo shows ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lucifer in the books was the same way. He didn't push you to hell. You made your own way to there.
He just had to direct you in the right direction.
No, you were given a choice. You had a choice. You have a choice to exercise. This is what I was trying to tell people. You have a choice to exercise your free will. Whether you make the right decision or the wrong decision has nothing to do with God or the devil. It has everything to do with what's in your heart, who you are as a person.
Yeah. And you got to think about it. The way I love the way Vertigo and the show writes them is that the devil's neither good nor bad. He's just nature.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, people forget that this is what killed me. People don't even pay it, just to show you how people don't even pay attention to the fucking Bible. Lucifer is the light bringer.
Light bearer.
He's the light bearer. He's the light bringer. What does the light bringer do? What does he do for you?
Sheds light. He guides you.
He shows you the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you on whether or not you want to walk the path of the straight and narrow or not.
Yeah. I mean, even
this is
when
also
you take
his job to test it. Like if you remember the book of Job, the devil did not test Job until he got permission to do so.
And all he did was just ask him some questions.
Mm-hmm.
and you got to remember, when you see the problem,
Charles, Mel's in the background. I think he wants to get in.
I'm driving.
He got the money.
There he is.
How much you paying, nigga?
He got to put that $5 on that cash app.
$5 holla. You better put that $5 on. Put some money in my books, Daddy.
But I'm gonna say, if you want to see a superhero, movie, animated, and you want to see no wokeism, watch those Super Sons. That shit is like really good.
I gotta download that.
It's on HBO. I gotta get whatchamacallit. They're gonna remove all three of the John Wick series now.
Let me see.
Man, hopefully now that Bob Chapek is back, he can fix all the shit that Bob Iger's back. He can fix all that dumb shit that Bob Chapek telling people fighting to do.
But that was Bob. Whoa. And what you talking about was shit that Bob Iger had already put in place. Chapek was put in place to make the cuts that Bob Iger was too pussy to make, i.e. fire Kathleen Kennedy. But he never did that shit because he had opposition from the board. Now that he's gone, Iger now has to do what he was supposed to have done in the first place. This is why they're
like I said, he's there to fix sort of. Wait, I think I had echo another one.
Right. This why
he's there to fix the mess with the woke shit that fucking Chapek was fucking over flooding.
But it was his fault. That's what I'm saying. All of this woke shit was because of Bob Iger. It was his fault.
He didn't want that woke shit in here like that. All he did was train. Yeah.
Iger was the one who initiated all of that shit.
No, he didn't. That's Chapek.
No. Are you
Chapek? That ain't Iger.
How? Okay. Why was Star Wars a disaster? Was that under Iger's watch or Chapek's watch?
Whose watch?
Was it under Iger or Chapek's watch?
Chapek.
Chapek was not there by the time after Rise of Skywalker. Chapek still wasn't there.
I'm talking about Marvel. I'm not talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about Marvel. All that shit was Chapek's dumb shit. Now that he's gone, he's gonna clean up all this mess.
Are you talking? Okay, hold on.
I'm talking about Marvel.
No,
Marvel.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But that wasn't necessarily his fault. That was because what's her name left. That's because Jon Favreau left to go and work on Star Wars. So all that woke shit that's been going on for Phase 4. Them people were already in place.
That had nothing to do with Jon Favreau leaving. He could do both.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. None of that shit that's going on in Marvel took place until after Favreau left. Favreau left after.
That was happening with Chapek doing his run right now. The Phase 4 crazy shit.
Right, I can hear what you're saying, but none of that was going on while Jon Favreau was still writing the storyboards. Do you understand? Once he jumped over to Star Wars, that's when the shit got out of hand because he wasn't there to keep them motherfuckers at bay. Now that he's going to be over Lucasfilm, come June, it's going to be a whole different thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Gina Carano got hired back, because if you notice, what was the police story he was going to do with the rebels of the what is it, the New Republic or whatever? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
You talking about the Star Wars Rebels or the New Republic?
Yeah, those are the ones with the New Republic where they got the space cops or whatever. That whole thing has been put on hold until Kathleen Kennedy is gone, because that whole vehicle was set for Gina Carano.
That was Gina Carano's show.
Exactly. So
Because
he put it on hold until that bitch is
loves
gone
her.
so he could get her back.
But notice the whole cast loves her.
Loves who?
Gina Carano.
Oh yeah. They're waiting on her to come back.
They actually stood up for her when they fired her. The cast was like standing up for it, and it was like funny because, look, you have a lot of motherfuckers who waiting for her to come back, and then it's like this with Marvel, because you got to just say Disney, because it's all a fucking umbrella effect.
Like I said,
right.
Marvel.
I understand what he's saying about Chapek though, because Chapek was trying to get them out of politics. He was trying to get them out of politics, but you had members on the board that's woke, that didn't give a fuck. They wanted to push that shit. So he said, fuck it. He stepped back and he let them pretty much put the company in the position that it's in. Now they're about to lose their tax credit bill with the state of Florida. So they're going to owe millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars in back taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
Oh, I just heard about it. But fill me in more about that.
They had a bill. Florida had a bill, the Don't Say Gay bill. Okay. Disney wound up getting involved because of the fucking goofy ass woke and gay employees that worked there. They strong armed Disney into making a statement. So they wound up supporting the shit. So the governor, the guy who's still the governor down there now, was it DeSantis or whatever? He said, okay, if this is y'all play, when y'all contracts end next year, which is this year, we're not renewing them. So all those land taxes and shit y'all was getting since y'all been here, you ain't getting that shit no more. From now on, y'all gonna pay your fair share, and they owe hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes.
You're gonna pay what you owe, Disney. You're gonna pay what you fucking owe.
Exactly. So I see what you're saying, dude, when you say that Chapek, this shit happened under his watch. Yeah, it did, but it wasn't the route that he wanted to go. He just said, fuck it, I'm just not gonna fight y'all on this shit. Like, what did you bring me in here for if you're gonna tie my hands behind my back?
And see, that's why a lot of them board members are gonna be screaming, hey, we need Eisner back. Y'all said don't say
yeah. Like I said, Feige going to answer straight to him. Fuck all your board members. You answer straight to him the same way with David Zaslav and what's James Gunn and Peter. I forgot his last name. Them two dudes. They answer straight to them because everybody getting on freaking out and everything when they find out Ezra Miller assuming that he's staying at the Flash. I'm like, he ain't not staying at the Flash. Or your board members is going crazy and stupid. And people online. James and Peter has no boss except for David. They answer the one guy. All they gotta do is come to him with the idea, and he just funds the money. That's it. Other than that, he wants to have the same process how Disney got with Marvel with Kevin Feige. One person, no middleman like that, straight to him. That is it.
Yeah,
I ain't come back. We gonna fix all this shit. Like, nah, we ain't gonna do no middleman. No, we gonna fix all this damn crazy shit that we got with Marvel right now. Nah, and Kevin's gonna answer straight to me. And she's like, that is it.
And they're stuck with that Flash movie. As much as they wanted to burn that Flash movie, they stuck with it because it cost too much. So they're gonna go ahead and run it. So that way they can go ahead. Yeah, because they want to clean house.
They said when they did special screenings, they actually said it had a lot of positive reviews from their special screening.
Right.
Yeah. But the only way we already know it's not going to make $1 billion. So the only way that's really going to make a lot of money is feed off the fame of Michael Keaton returning as Batman.
Let me put it to you this way. I want to put this out there. Most movies don't make $1 billion. I don't even see why people waste their time with Avatar. When I saw the first Avatar, that was like the most boring fucking piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
I haven't even
Yo,
seen the first
you
one.
want to hear something funny, guys? Though that movie made $1 billion faster than Black Panther 2. I mean, it was like what, like 1 week, $1.5 billion already. I'm even though I'm not surprised Black Panther 2 ain't make $1 billion. We already know why, but damn.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Fast that shit made it, like shit.
I'm gonna tell you why. You allow Marvel to kill off a beloved character as the Black Panther. You already don't have the best reputation when it comes to black males in your fucking studio.
Yep.
So you could have made a lot of money by printing out Black Panther toys, costumes, whatever, video games, whatever. But you decided to give it to Shuri because you still want that kick-ass princess shit. You turned off not only black men, you turned off all races of men, and then you made the fucking Hispanic community blue.
The funny thing about it, I haven't seen it yet. I heard they was actually, the stars of the movie. Like, I mean, like they ones that took over the big main parts of the movie. Was one point was Namor's people.
Well, the big parts of the movie it was mostly female roles.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What?
You really didn't.
Remember, Angela Bassett won the Global Gold Glove for this movie. Yeah.
No, what do you say? You mentioned my people?
Hispanic people.
Hispanic people.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why they changed the name from being Atlantis to race into Taco.
No, they try to make him look Aztec. Actually.
Yeah.
It was Aztec or like Mayan. That's what they try to make him.
That was dumb as fuck. If you're gonna give him some type of skin color, if anything, you should have made him Asian.
Ooh.
Because in the books, what does he look like?
He looked kind of Asian. With the eyes.
He looked kind of Asian.
He has slanted eyes. And I mean, this is the reason.
You mentioned that better because there are these people in in the Malay archipelago, like I think either Malaysia or Indonesia. They're a diving culture. They live on hooks. They live in houses that are on stilts out in the open, and they're free. They're known for free diving, and when they can free dive, they don't wear goggles. They can see. They have good clear vision in salt water for some reason.
I mean, because they're genetically disposed for having great lung capacity than the average human, and also their eyes can just see. And that's how they get their fish and their food and their trade is what? Fishing.
So you owe me money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You owe me money because I was right. Should have made him Asian.
No, funny about it, y'all. I didn't even know Marvel don't own the movie rights to Namor. They can't even make a Namor solo movie now. Universal owns them.
Don't even know why they made one to begin with if you didn't own all his rights.
They didn't make it yet.
Because Universal still owns the Fantastic Four, I believe the Hulk. And
Nah, they own Fox had Fantastic Four. They got him back now with the.
I think the Hulk.
They still own the Hulk, so they have the distribution rights to the Hulk movie. Yeah, and they when they was doing the license during the 90s, yeah, they wanted to make a Namor movie also. They sold the character Namor to Universal, but they never did it. But they still own the rights. I just found out, I was like 2 months ago. I was like, so unless they love Namor now, they ain't gonna get a solo Namor movie now unless Universal says so. And
don't even care for one, to be honest. Don't even care for one.
I mean, what's up, Ray? I mean, you gotta think about it. It's like when you look at Marvel, notice all the new characters that came out, 90% of them were female. That's how deep in the water they went in.
Yeah.
Like when they killed She-Hulk, and She-Hulk She-Hulk's a very lovable character, especially the John Burns version. I was like, y'all really fucked up with this one.
Hell yeah.
You didn't even have to make it so feminist and say, "Oh, you don't understand how angry." Like when men gawk at me, bitch.
I'm
The
just
U.S.
better.
government tried to.
What the fuck?
The U.S. government tried to kill me, bitch. What the fuck you talking about? You know how I feel.
On several occasions.
Like,
But you worried about some man not liking you.
It's like, yo, it's like they had the idea to do an Ally McBeal type theme, but like I said, these writers behind the fucking scenes and shit, man. Like, yo, you got
they don't have comic book fans writing the material. They have a bunch of woke, non-writing motherfuckers, and because Marvel is so fucking desperate to fit a bill, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna get these dumb motherfuckers to write it, and they wonder why this shit's down the tank. They could easily go to
DC also too with their comic books. They hire all these woke writers. Too many woke writers is doing these damn dumb shows. Now look at the Velma show. I heard about it. Oh my god.
The what show?
The Velma show, the Scooby-Doo character.
Like it's supposed to be a laugh against woke culture. Because
Yo,
everything
more
she
woke
thought.
shit. They made change. Yo, you see why Shaggy and Scooby not in that show? They created a whole new character.
Shaggy is in the show.
Actually, Shaggy in real life, the Shaggy character, his first name is actually Norville. Shaggy's just his nickname.
No,
actually, and he's nothing but a pussy chasing simp.
No, he's not in that show.
I mean, he stayed the same way.
Well, now he's black and looks like
That's a no new character, right?
Yeah, he's black. He's chasing after Velma, who's a lesbian, so therefore he ain't gonna get no pussy off of her.
Velma's an Indian or black girl voice.
Indian lesbian.
Mindy Wub actress name.
Yeah.
Who for some reason still wants to fuck Fred. It makes no sense.
They made technically Fred like Homelander in the way compared to this shit, a fucking prick ass rich boy and shit like that. And Daphne
Asian with lesbian parents.
Valley girl.
One at a time.
And they made Daphne bimbo Valley girl bitch shit like that.
She's always been technically that's who the character always been.
Nah, she ain't really never been that good.
She's always been.
She was a Valley girl, but she wasn't a bitch.
Exactly.
She wasn't a bitch, but she was always a Valley girl.
Yeah, the Valley girl. Yeah, that's why I said it's more like she's a Valley girl bitch now, like the other type. Yeah.
With her two lesbian moms, multicolored lesbian moms who shoot first and ask questions never.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering. I've never seen a guy with two interracial parents look that black. Get the fuck out of here. I've never seen a guy that damn dark with a black mom and a white like. Oh my God! Why is it that they can never make the black character have two black?
More noise I'm hearing.
Right, because y'all do know Mindy Kaling. She's a conservative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her and her brother are conservatives.
Yeah, she the one that pushed hard to do this.
She's a graduate Dartmouth.
Yeah, that's Namer. Good God.
Yeah, she wanted this show because she wanted to make fun of woke culture. They wanted to crash. It's supposed to fail. Just like She-Hulk was supposed to fail because it was just a vehicle to attack the fans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You see in the show, especially the last episode. Yeah, like we got the writers back then. Like,
hey, to go back to Namor, which I was talking about Namor. I was seeing comparisons they already made with Namor versus Aquaman. I think Variant Comics and I don't know if Rob from Comics Explained did one, but or Death Battle. But what do y'all think about those comparisons?
I mean, Marvel and DC stole from each other, so.
Yeah, but Namor was created first, then Aquaman.
He was only created like about 5-6 years before. So, I mean, it's just that Aquaman. Aquaman just had a better run.
Yeah, he's a little more popular, so some people don't know and got confused thinking Aquaman's first. Like, nah, Namor predates timely comics what Marvel used to be called by.
I mean, fucking Dr. Light predates Doctor Strange by like 30-40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Light, ain't that the guy that raped old dude's wife?
No,
that's the villain one. There's a superhero one also, the same name.
I mean, yeah, the villain one. Yeah, he raped old dude's wife, so then they played a thing on his mind and turned him into a loser.
They fucking wiped out Batman's mind. Like,
I'm talking about Dr. Fate, not Dr. Light. Even though they have two, they have
oh
the
yeah,
female
Dr.
who's the
Fate,
hero.
not like
They have the female who's the hero, and the male who's the villain. But
yeah, that's the like. But Dr. Fate you was talking about, yeah. That's like,
Dr. Fate predates him like 30, 40 years. I mean, you got like fucking Batman and Moon Knight. Come on now, that was Marvel's Batman. Like, where did he get all these?
You already know about Deadpool and Deathstroke.
And Deathstroke is
he's a knockoff of
Deathstroke is
Deadpool's a
Bullseye.
knockoff of Deathstroke.
Yeah, Deathstroke is Bullseye.
Deathstroke came
No,
out.
Deadpool and Deathstroke. Rob Liefeld credited Deadpool as a knockoff to Deathstroke.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then who
His
the hell
real
is
name is
after
Deathstroke's real name Slade Wilson, and you know Deadpool's name is Wade Wilson.
Wade Wilson? Oh my God! What a
He
oh my God!
He wasn't the jokey character yet either.
Exactly. Like when he first came out, he was like a villain to Cable and the X Force and everything. Yeah, and then they worked on his character list as more and more that way. Yeah, make him the milk out the mouth.
Even though they're trying to bore you out of that shit, they're gonna strike that shit while it's hot. Let me see. Have you checked out the Mr. Z FD signifier debate? No, I have not. Posted
I saw some of it today.
Who was he debating? FD sign.
I think it was Passport Bros or some shit.
Oh, that debacle.
Right. I mean, my whole thing is, just a quick word on that shit. One guy can fuck it up for a lot of people. One bitch can set a whole nation against people. But the whole thing is that it'll blow over real quick. It'll still be cool to do what you got to do. It ain't gonna be no problems. They just really worried about him. But the whole thing is that if you, no matter where you go, respect the people and respect the culture.
I'm glad you said that, Bitter. Yeah, because that's how I felt about Austin. His dumb ass screwed up and everything. He screwed the hell up. Like, yo, you kind of went overboard. You went over there, didn't learn their coaches. Everybody trying to make it seem like this happened to all Passport Bros. No, it just only happened to him. And there was some senior Passport Bros. One master teacher, Phil, the show, had to criticize on Austin. Like, yo, you screwed up. Like, you don't go to someone's backyard and do what you want to do, all that stuff like that. And there's proper ways you got to do it. It's proper etiquette.
Man, he hardly did any damn thing wrong. I mean,
he did enough where he had to leave the damn country.
Hold on, Mel. I know how you get, Mel. But dig it. He did not do hardly anything wrong. I mean, of course, he could have took notes from brothers 1MT and Dennis Jean-Pierre. You know what I mean? How they, handled interview stuff. Well, hell, even BMT, Black Man Travels. Plenty of brothers he could have took notes from. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Sometimes arrogance gets in the way of young black men around his age. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But still, like, you know what I mean? Okay, he could have. I agree with 1MT on this one though. Like, okay, he could have maybe put on a shirt during the interview. But also, Big Bro BGS made a good point about it too when he told him, "Hey, all your interviews and all that with these women, put it on Patreon. Make people pay for it." So I'm with that.
Yeah, but in all honesty, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to do It's Complicated type of interview, where they ask random people on the street these questions, but he should have kept it away from the physical because that's what got him in trouble. That's what got him in trouble. He phrased the questions towards physical intimacy instead of relationships, and it got him in trouble.
Them females didn't really know they won't put on YouTube like that. They probably just thought he was doing it just for fun. If you're gonna ask certain questions like that in one way, you let them know ahead. You hire proper people to do that and stuff like that. Also, too, certain things you just don't tell. You in their backyard. even if we know about their little freaky shit in Brazil and everything, it's not your place to say all that. Let the foreigners do it. They do that. You're a foreigner. You're an outsider. You don't do
He
that.
is a Gen Z,
The
first of
movie.
all.
It's like the movie. You remember like the movie Eyes Wide Shut? I remember seeing
Yeah.
a big scene with that when they told them, "You tell what's going on here. You're dead. Your people's dead. Everybody knows it's going to die on that shit."
Epstein Island, boy.
Know about these things. It's not your place to say nothing.
Right.
Discretion is everything.
I look at it like this. I can talk. I look at it like this. I can talk about my brother, but you can't talk about my brother.
Exactly.
Not to mention, everybody knows what goes on in Brazil. I mean,
yeah, we know, but it's still not our place to say nothing about it. Like, because
we don't talk shit. We just say, look, we go there, you go have fun and shit. I mean, Patrice O'Neal used to talk about going down to Brazil every once in a while.
Exactly.
I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say two things real quick. One, Mel, Inside Voice. Two, it's the fact of the matter is this. He didn't really do anything wrong. What happened is this. A lot of these bitches want to make like they're fucking victims, which they're not. They always claim the victimization, but here's what's happening. She can fuck it up for a lot of people, especially in her native country. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She can really fuck it up for. She can really fuck it up for her country. You know why? Because a lot of them motherfuckers live off that fucking sex tourism shit that they don't want to talk about.
And the thing is like, I remember checking out another channel. They were discussing about this, right? And the thumbnail they had was like that Hiberio chick and a white dude standing next to her. I don't know, not a white dude standing next to her. It was next to a white guy who was in Brazil. They put a green check. Next to a black dude who's in Brazil, they put a red X. That was the caption.
And I'm gonna tell you this one, right? If a white guy, if that was a white guy, not a goddamn thing would be said.
Especially European.
I hate to say, I hate to say this. Maybe it was because the white guys ain't gonna do like what Austin did. They just go there.
The white guys do. No, the white guys do the same. The white guys do worse than Austin, man.
They're Mel. They're more blatant about it.
They out in the open about it. I haven't seen no white guys.
No. When they talk about it, when they talk about this shit, because I've met Norwegians who've gone to Brazil, and it's a couple
talking
of
about YouTube channels. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they do it too. The only difference is because you got fucking Brazil and Latin America are so fucking racist.
Yeah, because Austin Hollerman, they've been on his neck for a minute. If you actually Google his name on YouTube, you see a whole lot of hate videos on him. So people have been on his neck for a grip.
You gotta understand. Look at what he caused. That is his own cause. Like,
when you say people, which people, Brazil or America?
Shit, you had to take a look because I didn't watch the videos, but I saw a lot of the titles. I saw a lot of the titles.
Like American, yeah. So
yeah,
like I'm gonna tell you,
Brazil just recently getting on him about this, so it's more like the American. The females online criticize some dudes.
And the fucked up part is, Austin forgot to take heed to this one piece of information. When you come down there, yes, you gotta learn the local language, but if you're gonna get involved with the women, you also have to contend with the men. Now, if he was able to,
so I'm glad you said that. That's why we keep saying that. No, he didn't do nothing wrong. Obviously, he did. Because if he didn't do nothing wrong, he wouldn't be legitimate now.
They're trying to make it out like he did a lot of bad things wrong, but the truth of the matter is, it's a lot of things he did do. But what I'm saying is, while he was there, he should have interacted with some of the men over there, because they would have been like, why are you here? What's going on? And a lot of the dudes, they know what the deal is.
Well, bro, that's why I said Dennis Jean-Pierre, because with him, he shows it a lot where not only that he'll have interactions with women, but he'll have interactions with men too in the same damn video, in the same report. So, hey, that will increase it to where then boom, it shows more of that, of those dual interactions. and then do like one where it's just the women. Cats will be looking at this page and be like, oh shit, oh he's fine, man. He's just helping to elevate the status of our country. What I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
And the men that are there are in their right
I'm gonna
mind,
tell you,
as I will hope so. They wouldn't trip like that.
I'm gonna
Nah,
tell you,
but then
bro,
again, you never know. I mean, certain groups that would have been
Because
you
in them Latin countries,
wait,
man, they got high tempers also too. You act a certain way, you ain't coming back alive.
I'm gonna tell you one. The one they weren't gonna touch him because number one, he's American. They don't want that shit to get out that you hurting Americans when you already had that bitch killed in Mexico.
you don't want the Bacardi Henderson type situation over there.
And then on top of that,
I would say never though.
the Brazil don't want those problems.
Remember that chick was killed by her own also too in another country.
Yeah, but Brazil don't want those problems. That's why they taught them. And then here's another thing: if he was a white guy, not a goddamn thing be said. And we know.
Mm-hmm. White guy would have been let off lenient under certain circumstances, unless it was something really serious.
Hell, and if the man in Brazil, hopefully they hear it, if they was in their right mind, they would try to snuff out all of them feminists because they will see, as they do have the internet, they will see the problems that we face over here and say, oh, we don't want that. We don't want our country to go down asunder. So therefore, let's get rid of this broad. This guy is helping to elevate our women. So shit,
Austin would have been revealing that to them. Austin would have been revealing that to them if he had interactions with men that were just as good or just as if he had interactions with the men, because like they'd be like, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" But then again, everybody's in Portuguese, and Austin does speak Portuguese, so he would have explained to them what the deal is. They'd be like wondering about the feminism and stuff like that, because I'm sure they have it there, but it's just at a smaller scale. And it's less visible, but it's trying to merge out
feminism?
There.
Yeah. It's not like it is in the U.S.
No, it's still emerging. It's still coming up over where they are.
Like there's something that you can't stop, but it's like they can control how far it could go.
Actually, they can counter it.
The females want to fight for
it.
rights or something like that. That's as far as probably gonna go. But the sexual liberalism, as they're already kind of doing that, but the way it is in the U.S. with the abortion and all that mess and everything going too far, they're not gonna let them feminists do that over there and shit like that.
No, they ain't gonna let that be exported over to their country. But
yeah,
but this Hiberio character, she's a swirler actually.
So that's the reason why it's okay for her to.
You saw her. If you saw the Hiberio chick, you saw her with her man, who's a white dude.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
But also, too, the girls that Austin interviewed, they said that they went and reported him also.
First of all, where was he? Where was he?
Brazil.
Where in Brazil?
I don't know.
In the black part.
Yeah, okay, that's Bahia in the city of Salvador, most likely.
Well, I don't know.
No. Rio is further south. It's in the northeast. He thought. What the black part is in the northeast. It's a place called Bahia, that state. You got two major cities there. One's the port city of Salvador, and then further inland is a place called Paraná.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Brazilian capoeira comes from. It's also there you have the traditional Brazilian religion of candomblé, which is similar to like Puerto Rican Santeria, Puerto Rican / Cuban Santeria. And that's where, Afro-Brazilian culture, Afro-Brazilian cuisine. But, think about race in Brazil. It's like they say it varies because, your skin tone and hair texture changes when you go from one place to another because considering the various climates they have in Brazil. So in certain places you could be black, in certain places you could be considered dark skin.
Remember the interview Arthur Itmore did with the Brazilian chick? If you ever saw it, and she was showing pictures of different people in Brazil, what she would consider black, like that. And to us, they won't really consider them black, but to her, in that country, some of us probably like my complexion, like light and something like that. They consider that black.
Well, they identify that, but not really.
I'm gonna tap out, guys. I gotta get up early.
All right, fam. Good night.
All right, bro.
Nice having y'all around.
Definitely.
Go Niners, Bengals. Niners,
bro.
Bengals 3.
All right, man.
Peace.
Oh,
Peace.
speaking of mango strags,
Oh man, hey,
we
as I
made a
mentioned
show
in the
earlier
chat,
when if y'all
I'll tell you
see
something about Brazil though, and
yeah.
I got some partners in Brazil. They
okay.
tell me this: in the north it's black, right? But the further
Mhm.
south you go, the further whiter it gets, and the further whiter it gets, the more racist it gets.
Oh yeah.
I mean, which
You'd be
makes racism
surprised.
stupid when
I mean,
motherfuckers are all the same. It's just
yeah, I mean, further south you go, I mean, it's the same not just in Brazil, also in Argentina and Chile, because there you're gonna have a lot of you guys who are like who just migrate from there, and like in the 20th century and whatnot, just after World War II, a lot of Italians, a lot of Germans, a lot of Spanish and whatnot. A lot of
hey,
them were
as I
like,
meant, hey y'all, as I mentioned in the chat, I don't know if you, brother, and Mel, I know brother Charles somewhat keeps up with it, though I rarely hear him talking about it. But what do y'all think about fucking UFC Israel and the science loss? I mean,
What you said?
Israel Adesanya, his loss. What do y'all think about that in the UFC?
Alex Pereira had his number. That's all I'm gonna say about it. And plus, they have the rematch coming up soon.
He could have won that. He could have won that. It's just that he lost. You could see that he was physically shaken by this guy. The guy's in his head, and he started doing shit that he's never done before. That's what happens if you fight a guy who can bang just like you, and maybe even slightly better. Why didn't you wrestle? Why didn't you work on your wrestling? You know.
What they always say.
Well, I agree with. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm finished, Ray. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying like I'm about to say. Well, I can agree with brother Michael J. White, who said he was talking to Vlad. He was like, I understand it, but he was like, all Israel man did wrong was he didn't move. He wasn't moving. You know, he wasn't moving like he was with the other cats and shit. And it aligns just right with what Brother Charles just said. That dude was in his head, and it's like you could see it too. It's
He
like
has been in his head because
it's
remember
like
when they were
stage
kickboxing.
fright. Yeah.
When they were kickboxing, Israel, beat him on points one time, but then when they had the rematch, Israel got knocked out by Alex Pereira. Pereira is not a joke. Is no joke. Plus, if you look at Pereira, he's 6'5". Although supposedly Israel has like a inch, maybe an inch or two in reach advantage. This guy's an inch taller than him. And plus, he's got powerful kicks. He's strong with his hands, good fast combination and whatnot. And and what he did was he backed him up into up against the cage. He cut off the cage.
He allowed him
Ring
to cut off the
generalship is
cage
important in
because
this.
he let him cut off the cage because at first he moved him around, then he just stopped. And you're like, you dumbass, what are you doing? It just was. It was a real retarded move that he did.
Hey, and there was reports too about how some people were shitty. Some big people were shitty. I think one of them being Drake because motherfuckers spent millions betting on him.
I remember who was it? I remember Bellator. Was it 50? Was kind of pissed off because he betted on Michael Venom Page during the welterweight Grand Prix, but he got knocked out by what's his name? What's his name? Oh shit. The Phenom, Douglas Lima. In the rematch, MVP got a decision win, but who knows? They might have a rubber match.
I'd say that's the only thing with UFC, that caused me to be leery when it comes to betting and shit is because fights like that at Israel had, where the guy, the main dude, the life of the party, catch a stage fright.
I don't think he had stage fright. I just think that he's in his head. It's very
he was
hard.
in his head.
It's very hard to not get a guy in your head who knocked you out twice. I don't care who you are.
I mean, I think he will have. He must go. He needs to go ahead and pay Michael John White for some lessons, man, and honestly be like straight up with that what you said, Brother Charles, of him
It's not
being in
about
his head
lessons.
like
He just needs to fight his fight. He just didn't. He didn't look as smooth. He was worried about what he was gonna do instead of what he's capable of doing. There's no way in hell a guy with 4 fights should be the reigning champion who should be like learning MMA, learning how to do submissions, learning how to wrestle, learn how to do throws. On paper, he should not be able to touch him.
Yeah, I'm stepping out. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, man. I'm about to
All
shut
right.
shit down. So
Oh, Charles, you
y'all.
gotta check out what I sent in the back chat. Like you ever seen them? See now they do this AI art. I saw YouTube channels how they made some characters in AI art, but in 80s dark fantasy film. This is the one I found with the He-Man characters. You should check it out.
Oh yeah. All right. I'll check y'all probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, everyone. Woo.